And it was all seemingly going so well. The Republican Party is falling into anarchy. Trump's big, beautiful bill is having difficulty getting across the finish line. He's having defections from the inside all over the place. People openly speaking out against him and his agenda. Oh, and it even gets worse after that. And of course, we're going to bring you the blow, blah, blow of that. First of all, let's go ahead and address Trump's budget legislation here. They're supposed to be, he wanted them to get this wrapped up by July, and oh boy, it's coming down to the wire here. It's coming down to the wire, so we will see if they're actually able to make it. Having a whole bunch of folks there among their group who do not like what they're seeing and openly speaking against it. And just in case you thought that was as bad as it could get, even some of their old stalwarts, no less than Marjorie Taylor Greene. What? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Basically, Tucker Carlson has become code for we disagree with Trump on the sneak. Tucker Carlson has become the code for that. Right there on the inside. What happens when your idols become your rivals? What happens when your idols become your rivals? So Tucker Carlson has become the place that all the folks who disagree with Trump are going to now. That's basically what it is. Candace Owens doesn't know what to do. She's been tied in the knots. She's basically had to say yes and no at the same time. So Candace, at this point, Candace is on her way to just having to suck it up and become an independent. She's just having to suck it up for that. America First has met Israel first, and it is getting ugly out there very, very quickly. It's getting ugly out there very quickly, but it's also demonstrating a few other things, such as the fact that Donald Trump didn't learn a damn thing about a damn thing. Damn! Oh, do my Humpty eyes deceive me? No, I don't. Straight from Fox News. $94 million in grants awarded to Jewish faith-based organizations to prevent, quote, violence and terrorism, according to the Department of Homeland Security. So what exactly is it you're going to give them that will allow them to, quote, prevent violence and terrorism? Isn't that Department of Homeland Security's job? What exactly is it these, quote, faith-based organizations are going to get? What exactly they're supposed to be getting here? Because I don't understand. What exactly are you planning on doing for them or with them at the local synagogue? Exactly what exactly is it you're going to be doing here? That's the thing I want to know. And so far, I haven't really seen a satisfactory answer in that regard. It kind of makes you wonder what in the world's going on here. Although you don't have to wonder what's going on because you already know. You already know what's happening. I want to go ahead and show you this article because you want to talk about a party that's falling apart and desperately grasping and groping, and man, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. This is the article here itself from Fox News. Secretary Kristi Noem of the Department of Homeland Security awarded a staggering $94.4 million in federal grants through the National Security Supplemental to 512 Jewish faith-based organizations on Friday. Even Fox has to acknowledge it's a staggering amount. $94 million, people. No congressional hearings. What happened to Doge?
Nigga, please.
Well, whatever happened to Doge, people? Whatever happened to limiting and controlling government spending, people? Whatever happened to DEI, people? Whatever happened to that? I'm asking for a friend. Because I don't see it. I don't see it, folks. Now, just to let you know here, even if all that money is evenly divided, by my calculations, that would be $183,593 to each of these organizations if the money is evenly divided. Exactly what are you going to do to quote unquote combat violence and terrorism with an extra working class salary for one person in the city of New York? What exactly is it you're going to do? This all looks like slush fund and payoff money. That's what this looks like to me. The grants, which were allocated through the Nonprofit Security Grant Program, are part of a pre-designated fund to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, under DHS, with the purpose of providing, quote, support for target hardening and other physical security enhancements. So, as the descendants of American slaves, we have been in a nonstop jihad of terrorism against us for centuries now that continues. Nobody has passed the plate over here. As a matter of fact, they said that we don't have the right to defend our lives. So, quote, DHS is working to put a stop to the deeply disturbing rise in anti-Semitic attacks across the United States. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin told Fox News Digital, quote, that this money is necessary at all is tragic. Anti-Semitic violence has no place in this country. However, under President Trump and Secretary Noam's leadership, we are going to do everything in our power to make sure that Jewish people in the United States can live free of the threat of violence and terrorism. What happened to you can't just give money to one group? That would be racist. Where is Ed Blum? Jewish white supremacist arch fiend. Where is Ed Blum, who is so concerned about black people getting anything? Anybody found Ed Blum anywhere? It looks like he missed one. Will he be filing suit? Will he be showing up at the Supreme Court? Will he be giving a friend of the court brief? Well, anything like that? Because that's why I was pointing out the Jewish part. Don't let anybody tell you that this is based on race right here. They won't be giving a dime to the Hebrew Israelites. They won't be passing any money to the Hebrew Israelites. I assure you of that. Sources at DHS tell Fox News Digital that similar grants have been used for improved security measures like cameras, physical barriers, and other enhanced safety initiatives. Anti-Semitic attacks in the U.S. have been on the rise since October 7, 2023. American college campuses, including Columbia, folks, explain to me what the hell? What are you going to do with that? The ADL found that in 2024 marked a record high for 9,354 anti-Semitic incidents. What constitutes an incident? Does throwing insults at somebody constitute an incident? Because they would have you believe that folks are getting firebombed to the number of 9,000, and it's not been that. The Nonprofit Security Grant Program website states that all faith-based organizations must first apply to the Department of Homeland Security to receive funding. Then how have you already named and allocated 512 of them? Why is it you're saying that there's 512? It'll go to 512. Then you're saying they have to apply for it. It seems like that's not actually the case. And sources at DHS also told Fox News Digital that these are just the first of many grants to be sent. What happened to DEI and we can't do something just for black folk? What happened to that? What happened to that? The Trump administration has firmly backed Israel through the tensions in the Middle East and recently negotiated a ceasefire between the Jewish homeland and Iran, mitigated by Qatar on Tuesday. So, yeah, buddy, it looks more like a payoff to me is what it looks like here. It looks more like that to me. Oh, man. And understand something, being dumb is what the Republicans are specializing in right now. I told everyone it was going to fall apart and fall to pieces within the first 12 calendar months. They didn't even make it 6 months in before they proved every single syllable that I said was correct. Vivek Ramaswamy, we'll come back to that in a moment. Elon Musk is on the outs, all the way out. Jeff Bezos just got married and he's probably doing the Birdman hand rub, seeing if he can submit a proposal to get Blue Origin to be NASA's new rocket company of choice. You've got Congressman Massey, you got Rand Paul, you got Marjorie Taylor Greene. The list of people openly speaking against Trump is getting longer by the day. It's getting longer by the day. Did they ever think it was going to turn out like that? Now, before you get too excited, I do want to make sure that in all candor, in all honesty, that I make sure that we're clear and up to date on exactly what's occurring and exactly who is occurring with, because of course the Democrats are still out there somewhere. They're still out there somewhere. Yeah, well, okay, let me go ahead and deal with this right quick. So if you were wondering what's happening over there in Ohio, whatever happened to Vivek Ramaswamy, well, they say that he just, according to the Times of India, Vivek Ramaswamy breaks record in fundraising fund for governor election. Okay, y'all. Campaign $8.5 million in 5 months. What? $8.5 million in 5 months. So Vivek has been passing the hat. Either that or he's self-funding. Not really sure what's going on there. But that's what Vivek is doing there. So he's just going to ride that Trump recognition thing. He was the first one thrown overboard. He's hoping nobody remembers that. So he's certainly hoping he can buy the governor's office up there if he has the opportunity. And what about the Democrats? Well, what are the Democrats doing? If anyone was wondering exactly what the Democrats are doing, well, they're doing something in Ohio also. So if the Republicans have Vivek Ramaswamy, who do the Democrats have? Oh, look, from Politico. Can Ohio's Anthony Fauci beat Vivek Ramaswamy?
Nigga, what?
No, folks, this is from Politico.com. This is their article today. Yeah, this is the Democrats' plan. That's a hell of a slogan, ain't it? That's a hell of a slogan. Hi, vote for me. I'm Ohio's Anthony Fauci. Yeah. I've always told you here, folks, these elections are political parties' elections to lose, not even to win. Not even to win. It's not Trump's it wasn't 2024 was not Trump or Kamala Harris's election to win. It was their election to lose. All you got to do is not be stupid, not be dumb. That's all you have to do. You just got to do that. So if you wonder if the Republicans are in bad shape, what's happening amongst the Democrats? This over here is what's happening among the Democrats. So, yeah. Yeah. But it's a tough time out there. It's a tough time out there for them, and I could have told them this much. Although they are playing with fire. They are playing with fire. They're playing with fire out there because you have to understand, you see, these elections turn on what we do. These elections turn on what we do. And if these folks are playing in the short term, all they're doing is setting themselves up for a bigger fall down the line. I said this in 2024. You don't want to sit up here and mess around and have a stay of execution and come back later and find yourself on the outs even worse. You don't want to overplay your hand. Just because you've had some things you've done in the right, please understand 2026 is an eternity away from now. 2026 is an eternity away from now. Trump has forgotten that he was firmly in the guillotine. Guillotine? He's firmly forgotten that. Folks have just let their memories slip. They've let AIPAC and the crew tell them what to do, and now you're alienating half your damn own party. People, this situation in Israel has fractured the Republican Party. Things have changed. Times have changed. America is no longer the Christian fundamentalist country that it was. So Ted Cruz's disastrous interview with Tucker Carlson basically laid bare what it is. They've gotten a bunch of the Christians who see themselves as Zionists, and they're here to sell everybody else on the idea that our job is to serve that, and that is not where this country is anymore. This country, America, you have a new generation. Younger people do not see themselves as Old Testament fundamentalists. They do not see themselves that way. They do not subscribe to it. They are not interested in it. And yet there's some other folks out there who did not get the message. The last 2 years, all the shots across Trump's bow, all the shots across his bow, he's obviously forgotten that. Maybe some of that money from, what's her name, Miriam Adelson, some of that Las Vegas money. Folks tend to get lost in the sauce. They tend to forget about that. You got elected on a domestic populist agenda, and as soon as you get yourself in the seat, next thing you know, you start turning on it. And that leads to situations like you have in New York City right now. They would rather vote for an immigrant socialist than for a Democrat or a traditional Democrat or Republican. You are witnessing the fracturing of American politics where people no longer trust any of these parties. And I am warning everyone. I said it in 2024 and I'm repeating it again. If you overestimated the value of the vote in 2024, you didn't want to underestimate it, but you also don't want to overestimate it. Trump won by barely 1 percentage point. You're acting like that's some sort of landslide. Buddy, things turn on a dime. Things turn on a dime. And all you're doing right now is reminding everybody about why they don't like you. You could have used this time to ingratiate yourself with the people. You could have used this time to make sure that everybody was straight. You could have used this time to do that. Jewish folk were not asking for more money. I mean, not overtly they were not, but you got other folk you need to be seeing about. It rings really hollow that you sit up here and say there's no money for reparations, and yet Elon Musk didn't do anything at Doge, and you got damn near $100 million that you're going to dole out, and no legislation required, no committees, no hearings, no anything. No committees, no hearings, no congressional hearings, no studies required. Every time we turn around for everybody else, you can pass the check, damn near slam that thing. For illegal aliens just in the city of Chicago, here's $50 million for illegals. So please understand where we stand and where we're going to be going heading forward. Please understand where that goes heading forward. Heading forward, a lot of people are making a lot of assumptions about what's going to happen. Most of these folk are pathetically short-sighted. They really do believe that the black vote loves white supremacy now, and it's just, everything's great and everything's wonderful. They're really telling themselves this garbage. This is beyond delusional. This is just hallucinatory at this point. They're really telling themselves that everybody loves white supremacy. That's their favorite little fantasy is, all these folks, they really do love white supremacy. And they really do just want us running things. That's really what they tell themselves. They really tell themselves that either nobody notices this or nobody's bothered by it, or it's not a problem or it's not an issue. To which I say, and this is good. What? This is good. I need you to keep reminding people why they don't like you. I need you to keep it at the forefront of people's memory why they don't like you. It is critical and essential that happen. Folks, do you understand that the Democrats have not made any sort of entreaties? Look it up. They haven't attempted to make any appeals to the black vote. Has anyone noticed that? The Democrats are looking forward to 2026, but they're trying to figure out if there's a way to thread the needle without us. And I'll tell you what the real problem is. The real problem is they don't know what to say to us. Because they realize that every time they come talk to us now, we're having a different conversation. Everybody is starting to coalesce and get on code. So they know they need to talk to us, but they don't really know what to say. They need our help. They need that appeal, but they don't know what to say. As I pointed out over the last couple of months, they have been very, very loud to let everyone know that they see that we're being deliberately quiet, that Trump is rounding up all the illegals, and we're all sitting back saying, yeah, we good on that. This wasn't in the game plan. This wasn't in the playbook. This was not in the playbook. We're supposed to just blindly vote to support people because they there, we here. And now they see that, this isn't accidental. This isn't the black vote. Black society is preoccupied with something else. That black folk don't really notice it. No, we see it. We see it, and what they are conceding is, you don't have their support. I warned everybody about Governor Wes Moore up there in Maryland. I warned everyone about Wes Moore up there in Maryland. I said it 2 years ago. I said it last year. I said, do not delude yourself into thinking there's a savior there, buddy. Don't fool yourself into that. In the words of Dr. John Henry Clark, don't dream. Don't dream. I told everybody that he's a guy who, as long as you limit him to short sound bites and give him the Obama treatment, everything goes fine. The problem with Wes Moore is that he's not ready for prime time, and the more you talk to him, the less of Wes you want. When you talk to Wes, you want less of Moore. And now the Democrats are acknowledging that that's exactly what it is now. It ain't working. He won't be the savior either. What about Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris, they're saying now that she appears to be clearly gearing up for a run in California.
Damn!
Yeah, she don't want to come back and catch the people's elbow in 2028. She's gearing up for California, is what we're hearing now. He's gearing up for California. That's what she's looking to do now. So, yeah, she's like, damn that black vote. Damn that black vote. That's not going to help anything. Damn that. Did I call it or did I call it? By the way, did I call it or did I call it? Okay, she's going to a place where she doesn't have to rely on that black vote like that. She's going to a place where she's not going to have to rely on that. She's going to a place where that will not be required. Because she knows she can't get it. She knows she cannot get it. Not going to happen. Not going to occur. Well, very glad to see that we have somebody here who would like to speak to us here, Mr. Ricky Rebel. Very glad that you decided to weigh in on tonight's program, and you're definitely aching to be heard and seen, so very glad that you decided to do that. Why don't we go ahead and move you to the front of the line here, since you are very eager to catch our attention. Congratulations, you succeeded in your mission. So you've got 2 minutes to go ahead and give us a call up here on Zoom or permanent vacation. Either one of those works perfectly fine. But certainly let's go ahead and get you on up here the front of the line. We wouldn't want you to miss anything. And there goes the link to the Zoom in the chat room there. So Ricky can go ahead and give us a call up here on Zoom. You got 2 minutes to be on there. You have 2 minutes to be on there. Folks, what happens when you overplay your hand? What happens when you overplay your hand and when you tell yourself that God is on the side of white supremacy? What happens when you do that? What happens is you end up the Republican Party, people. What happens is you end up that. The only thing saving them right now is that the Democrats are in even worse shape. That's the only thing that's saving them. There isn't anything that's saving them at all anymore. Certainly not anything that they're doing. The whole party is in revolt and upheaval. The grassroots is starting to look in a different direction. They just don't have anybody else to turn to right now. They don't have anyone else to turn to right now. It becomes easy to get dispirited. Now, I got some folks who jumped there on Zoom. If it's not Ricky on Zoom, I need for you to wait. The only person I want on Zoom right now is Pretty Ricky. I just want Pretty Ricky on Zoom. That's all I want. Anybody else, it's not your time. So if you're on Zoom and you're not Pretty Ricky, Pretty Ricky Rebel, if it's not you, I need you off. So that's not going to be for you. If you're on Zoom, make sure you have your camera and your microphone turned on. Make sure you have your camera and your microphone turned on. See, folks, a lot of people are finding out the hard damn way that the math isn't working the way that they were claiming and proclaiming during the 2024 exit polls. It ain't really solid like that. It's not really solid like that. And they are perilously coming close to turning their victory in 2024 into a fluke. Now, that's not where you want to be. Donald Trump has forgotten just that quickly. Do you realize how many prosecutors there are out there right now who are chomping at the bit to file indictments to convict you? Do you realize just how close they are to doing that? Do you realize how easily you could be slid back into yet another legal hell? The man's not paying attention to it. He's telling himself that he's divinely protected. That's what he's telling himself. And then, of course, you have the sycophants and cowards within his party. There's nobody there who's going to stand up to anything because they're not stand-up people. And they're all telling themselves, don't worry, as long as we keep the faith, everything will be fine. Don't be surprised if you get another thought coming. Don't be surprised if you get another thought coming. You might end up with that. That would be a difficult situation for you to end up in. That'd be a difficult situation to end up in. Now, folks, right now, once again, if you are on Zoom, the only person I'm taking calls from right now is Pretty Ricky Rebel. That's the only one I'm taking calls for right now on Zoom. So to any and everybody else, fall back. It's not your time. If you're on Zoom right now and you're not Ricky, it's not time for you. So you've been forewarned. If it's not Ricky, it is not your time. I didn't put up the link for general discussion, so that's going to be important. Let me go ahead and get over here on Zoom. Let me see. I got Juice here on Zoom. Turn off your speakers, dude. What the hell's wrong with you? Juice here on Zoom. Turn off your speakers, dude. What the hell's wrong with you? Okay, y'all. This fella here is looking like an Ethiopian in Los Angeles. Well, are you Ricky?
Nah, fam. I'll drop that. I can drop back down.
Get off my phone!
All right, y'all. This nigga looking like an Ethiopian at church's chicken. He looking so skinny. Tried to be nice about that. Everybody in their damn mama heard that, so he looking like Sally Struthers sends him a care package, and I'm just like, okay, dude. He got speakers playing and every damn thing else. I'm only taking calls right now from Tricky Ricky. As a matter of fact, Tricky Ricky is kind of running out of time here, so Ricky is probably about to find himself permanently gone. And just remember, if you want to know why the Republicans are failing things like this, you should be able to easily call up and defend Donald Trump and tell us all the great things that he's done in the last 6 months for us. You should be able to do that. I can tell you all the wonderful things that he's done for Israel and Jewish society. I can tell you that. Well, we who have been the most oppressed and continue to be, well, he should have 50 times that amount for us. He's definitely demonstrated he can do that. And certainly he's giving DEI programs for white folk. Buddy, all I can say is that maybe Trump has just resigned himself to his fate. Maybe Trump has just resigned himself to his fate that eventually he's going to get locked up anyway. So he might as well just go ahead and run the tables while he's still out here on the streets. Maybe he's just resigned himself to his fate. Maybe he's just decided, man, screw it. Them folk gonna get me eventually anyway. So I might as well go out with my boots on and let me just promote every blatant white supremacist cause and principle I can imagine. I might as well just let it all hang out. Was it like Ed Norton in 25th Hour? I might as well just let it, before I got to turn myself in, might as well go ahead and let it all hang out. Might as well go ahead and let it all just hang on out. Just let white supremacy ring. I don't think that's the smartest thing to do necessarily myself, but to each his own. And the rest of his party, I mean, they are just shackled in and along for the ride. They're not building up any capital they can use. They're failing on the most important metrics. They've allowed themselves to get bogged down in things that don't help them. You've had an opportunity to do something different. Had an opportunity to do something different, and it didn't work. And this is what happens when you have political parties and political movements that are clueless and incompetent. You see, right now, Trump's supposed to have a record to run on. You got a head of steam like this right now. You should have everybody on the damn team. Everything should be great. Everything should be fine. You shouldn't have to have a whole bunch of folk trying to play dumb like they don't know why you're doing all this silly stuff you're doing. You got a bunch of people giving you terrible advice to the extent he listens to any advice. Somebody talking about he's not really going to suffer in prison. What prison you thinking about? What the hell are you thinking about? You can't make no money in there. You can't get nothing done. That's not going to work out. He makes all his money out here on the streets. It doesn't work any other way. When you go to prison, folks forget about you. Please understand that. When you go to prison, folks forget about you. People forget about you when you're in the joint. So this idea that, oh, well, don't worry, we're just going to sit back and kick our feet up and kick it. And oh, man, that's not the way that works. And remember, he's under the gun of the states, not the feds. One more thing, in case you didn't understand it, he's under the gun by the states, not the feds. So if he goes to prison, it'll be state prison. Tell me the nice state prison you thinking about. Unless it's the state of Norway. Tell me the nice state prison that you think he's going to go to. So right now you have a party here that is turning the guns on themselves, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. They're already becoming demoralized. They're already losing the plot. They don't know what they're going to do next. It's becoming just as popular to stand up to Trump. He doesn't have that touch like he had 8 years ago. Trump doesn't have the touch he had 8 years ago. 8 years ago, he used to be able to put the damn pimp hand down on people and everybody would just back down. Now you got folks, they talking a little bit more smack. Chip Roy in Texas, Thomas Massey, Rand Paul. You got folks who he's sitting up here on Truth Social. We need to primary them, and they ain't changing their damn tune. You all understand what you're looking at there. What happens when you have a leader who tells everybody, get that guy over there, and nobody moves? See, you can't call people out and claim you gonna put a hit on them and the hit don't go down. You can't tell everybody we're gonna take this fella out over here and he doesn't get taken out. You can't say he's gonna get got and he doesn't get gotten. He comes back the next week and he's still talking trash. He's still sitting right there. That's the issue that you have. This thing only works if you've got the ability to knock people off. If you don't have the ability to knock them off, they can talk as much trash as they want and you still can't knock them off. Well, that's a bad look. Nothing makes you look more powerless than to say, we're going to rub this fella over here out, and he ain't getting rubbed out. That only emboldens the other people who've been thinking about speaking against you. It only takes one to stand up against you. When everybody sees that he doesn't get struck by lightning, and everybody sees that he doesn't get annihilated on the spot, now that encourages other people to test their limits. It encourages them to do the same thing. I got somebody over here on Zoom. Now, I'm pretty sure at this point everybody heard what I had to say. So this better be Ricky here. I don't see anybody here. You got a psychedelic show going on or something here, whoever you are. So please stop it with the flashing lights. Try to turn the light on in there. I'll give you 5 seconds to go ahead and do that. Otherwise, I just think you're trolling. So whatever disco you're in, we need to go ahead and get that resolved. Not really sure what's going on. So if you can't get a light on for us or something, I don't know if you're trying to induce an epileptic seizure, but That's not going to make it. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 more seconds here to turn a light on for me, and then that's going to be it. So, folks, I don't know why. I guess some people think they're going to try it. It's like you're not going to be seen or heard or anything until we're sure we got it. There you go. There's a little bit more sensibility to it. All right, now let's go ahead and turn this thing around, sir. Don't worry. Nobody else is seeing you except for me. Now, are you Ricky? Okay, you do not have any sound on at all, so this newfangled technology is new to some of these people. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we hear you now. Are you Ricky?
Nah, bro. But I watch Ricky his channel all the time, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we hear you.
All right, so he actually called in your show a month and so when you was having that. He called in and talked to you the time when you was talking about the Carmelo Anthony story. But I check out his show all the time, bro. He's one of them black conservatives that loves Trump, hates black Democrats. Then he's trying to be FBA. He's trying to be friends with. He gets on the show and says he's best friends with you, Jason Black. He said he's best friends with Professor Black True. He says he's best friends with Black Alpha. But if you get on he's got another channel called Ricky Manor.
Okay, we don't promote other channels here, sir. So
I know. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm just telling you who he is. But he has a Confederate flag. This dude.
Well, obviously he's not about that life to the point that he wants to call up. So obviously he ain't 10 toes down because he's obviously not calling up to make any point.
Nah, but he did call your show. I remember the night you had the show about Carmelo Anthony because he had bragged on a show like, I'm calling Jason Black, me and Jason Black's best friends. And I'm like, how can somebody in the FBA be friends with a black conservative that hates black people? That just don't make no sense to me.
Sounds delusional to me. So, like I say, if these were actually long-held principles, he'd be defending it. The internet's got a lot of mental illness. So,
but he did talk to you on one of them shows. He talked to you for about 20 minutes. I remember the show. Now, he didn't come out and say nothing about he hates black people because he actually was for Carmelo Anthony, but he actually got on there and said he's not supporting Trump no more and all this and that.
Okay,
and then he flip-flops. He a week later he's back.
Sounds like he's off it sounds like he might be off his meds. So it sounds like he's having a relapse.
But he's telling everybody he's best friends with you and Tariq Nasheed and Black Alpha and after all,
Like I say, I'll be waiting for him to give me a call up here then. So if he really believes that stuff, this is his opportunity to call. If he doesn't, then all I can say is hopefully the asylum people can catch up to him. They might have to chase him down Flatbush Avenue to grab him, but
Get off my phone!
With the show. I'd like to tell you about the show. Yes, sir. So there's that. But please understand here, I mean, it does make one good point here. If Trump had something to brag on, they'd be saying it, and right now he doesn't have it. Right now he doesn't have it. He is failing on everything right now, including deporting illegals. This is not about making a show in the middle of the damn street. I said it last week. What he needs to be doing is arresting the white men who are hiring them. That'll turn everybody around tomorrow. That's the most effective thing you could do. You only have to arrest a few thousand of them, and that would run off the 10, 12 million. If you are housing them or if you are employing them. You want to talk about getting the most bang for your buck? If you are housing illegals or employing them, it's already against the law. Let's go ahead and slap these handcuffs. You don't have to get thousands of people. Slap them handcuffs. Seize their property. That's how you deal with the illegal alien issue, and everybody knows it, and it's the one thing that Trump is not doing because, all right, dude, you think that's going to save you? You think you're going to make a show of this? You think you're going to make some great big splash and, oh, everybody's going to take a look at it and see what's going on? That's not the way that works. That's not the way that works. So if folks don't see real changes and real diminution in numbers, if they don't see that, oh man. See, folks have gotten hip to all the show tactics. They've gotten hip to all the theatrics. They've gotten hip to all the headline chasing and clout chasing. Folks have gotten hip to that. This issue in the Middle East has reminded people in no uncertain terms who's running things. The America First thing, that went up in smoke. You got all the right wingers and Tucker Carlson and the crew. You got everybody coming out and openly saying it. You got them openly saying, hey, these people are not America first. They're Israel first. See, you're going to need them. You're going to need them. These are not people that you can sit up here and ignore on the sneak and whatnot. These are the heavy hitters talking now, man. These are the heavy hitters letting it be known. These are your stalwarts. These are these people who got you across the finish line before. These are the folks that you need. You're having open defections. They're upset about the budget. They're upset about Israel. They're upset about illegal aliens. What do? And didn't even make it 6 months before you got people who are in open rebellion. Who's going to carry it after this? Who's going to carry it after this? Now, I do want to explain a few things here. I do want to explain a few things because there are some folks who, Trump did play them like a violin. I will admit that Trump did play them like a violin. There are certain folks out there that Trump played them like puppets. He invited them in. He got them to be part of his administration. And then he got them all to sign in hip deep. And then he gave them the swerve. RFK hit him with the swerve. Tulsi Gabbard. Iran doesn't have any nuclear weapons. They're not on their way to a nuclear weapon. What did he say? I don't care what Tulsi got to say. Now she got to sit there and get pimped. What can she do? She can't go back to the Democrats. She can't leave the Trump administration. Where's she going? Oh man, he played her like a fiddle. Played her like a fiddle, man. He invited her into the big tent, got her to support him. He gets all the benefits, and the next thing you know, he throws the damn swerve. Straight under the bus she goes, and she got to sit right there and dance. Now she's telling people, oh, I didn't really mean it the way I said it. What y'all heard me say, I didn't really mean it like that. Y'all thought Joe Biden had the pimp game locked down with Kamala Harris? J.D. Vance and all the other never Trumpers, he got all of them to renounce their never Trumpism. And now that they're all hip deep in it, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, all the Republicans who were never Trumpers, he brought them into the tent. He made them all bow, bend the knee, and kiss the ring. He made everyone swear their fealty. He made all of them be the front people carrying the banner. And then he hit their asses over the head with the swerve. All these people who were saying America first, and now the Jewish lobby is showing up with the bag, and all the America first people are looking crazy and stupid, but they just gotta sit there. And he's on his way out. This is his last term. It's not like he can run again. Remember what I told you all, if the Republicans failed, Trump's just gonna say, oh, well, it's y'all's fault. You all didn't support me enough. There are people who are invoking an old phrase that Trump can never be failed. Trump can never fail. He can only be failed by others. Well, that's what he's going to say. Elon Musk is out. Vivek Ramaswamy is out. All these other folk have been sidelined. The only thing that they've already served their purpose and served their usefulness. They have contributed all the benefit and reward to him that they can, and now he's made sure that all of them are married to the game. They can't turn on him now. They can't turn on him now. They can't walk it backwards. They went in too deep and he let them sit there too long. That's it. You belong to the game. He has made sure that none of them have a political future after this. Marco Rubio, what's the future going to be after this, dude? What's the future going to be? J.D. Vance, what's it going to be? He suckered you all in. You all thought if I just lay low for 3-4 years, I can make it through. And no. You're going to have to stand up front and deliver now. And the party is in an uproar over it now. The party is in an uproar, and do not be deceived. I predicted this from the very beginning. A bunch of people now, the whispering campaign has officially become an open murmuring campaign. They're no longer whispering behind closed doors. People are now murmuring in public. They're murmuring on the record. And eventually murmuring migrates to outright speaking and shouting against you. These other folks are reading the tea leaves differently. These other folks are looking at the future and saying, Trump will never run again, but I will. And now they're making the calculus about what will be best for their futures, not what will be best for his. And he might get his budget legislation through, but the issue isn't can you get it through in 2025? The issue is can you get anything else done after this? Or will you be so badly politically damaged after this that it's actually more advantageous to work against you? What if you come out of this so badly politically damaged and busted up that you leave such a bad taste in people's mouths that it now becomes more advantageous for them to work against you than to work with you? Now, there's a nightmare scenario that none of them saw coming. If it becomes more favorable to work against you, never thought that could become a thing. What do you think these people are doing, folks? Why do you think they're allowing some of this stuff here to happen? Now, if I'm correct in what I'm saying, then this is what you can expect to see within the next 6 to 12 calendar months. Expect to see a major defector. I don't know if it'll be Rubio. I don't know if it'll be Gabbard. I don't know if it'll be RFK. Not really sure. But if what I'm saying is correct, look for a major defector. Look for one of the leaders in the House of the Senate to start openly saying that, me and the president have different ideas about how the legislation needs to go and what needs to be done. Start looking for that. Start looking for people to say MAGA is dead. What? And I'm talking about the good old boys. I'm talking about your Louisianians, your deep South Southerners. Start looking for them to say MAGA is dead. Oh, no, I'm not talking about the fringe people and the former never Trumpers. I'm talking about look for some of your stalwarts to start saying that MAGA is dead. and that they're going to start looking toward the future. Start looking at that. Start expecting people to openly criticize the legislation. Start looking for the donor class to start coalescing around somebody else. Start. If I'm correct about this, then what I just laid out for you, well, that's the direction it should go in. Look for Elon Musk to start sliding that bag on the sneak.
Damn!
Oh, look for Elon Musk to start sliding that bag around on the sneak. Look for Elon to start sliding the bag around on the backside. Finding some independent candidates. Starting some political action committees and start funding some independent candidates at the state level, not the federal level, but at the state level. Oh, man. Look for that to start moving. Look for that to start moving. And I'm just letting you all know right now. Believe me, the Democrats are in such bad shape, they're going to let bygones be bygones. Elon run up with $100 million bag. Let the bygones be bygones. Oh, trust me, they're going to be the first ones to whore themselves out. Not the last. They're going to be first. They're going to be first. If everything I'm saying is correct, you're going to be looking for something like that. People are going to start discussing the post-MAGA future. People within the next 6 to 12 calendar months are going to start discussing the post-MAGA future. They will not be glumming so easily onto whoever Trump likes best. They're going to be actually looking for some alternative. At the forefront of that would be Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, in a desperate attempt to regain relevance, will start taking exception with Trump. He's going to have to pick one issue. He's going to have to pick one issue, but he's going to have to take major exception with Trump, and he's going to have to choose one issue. He's going to have to do that. I don't really see anybody else out there who can close the deal. DeSantis can't close the deal either, but things are not looking so great for him down there in Florida. Even the Republicans in Florida are sick and tired of him now, so it only gets worse for him from here. So he's going to have to splash out there. But it's too late for DeSantis. It's too late for DeSantis. It's not going to work that way. That's not going to work. You see, DeSantis is already about as popular as herpes right now. You see, at least Trump could get some fringe black support because the Democrats were messing up so badly. At least Trump could get some fringe support. DeSantis can't even get indirect fringe support. He can't get anything. All he can get is the hardcore base, and the hardcore base cannot win a presidential election for you. You have to have crossover people, and DeSantis has alienated every crossover person you can imagine. It's not going to work for him. See, that's where they messed up at. If the Republicans had been smart, and they're not, if they had been smart, they would have done like LBJ did. If the Republicans had been intelligent, and they are not, but if they were, they would have done what LBJ did. They would have said, we need a major piece of landmark legislation. We've got the black vote wobbling on the Democrat Party supporting them. We finally got something we've been working on for half a century, getting the black vote to start getting wobbly on the Democrats. What we need to do now is give the black vote a major piece of red meat. We need to give black society an offer it can't refuse. At least just one thing. That where these other folk make false promises and idle threats, all we need to do is deliver one thing. And you'll have them Negroes voting Republican for the next 50 years.
And deal with it.
LBJ was a segregationist and white supremacist, but when it was time to coalesce power, the man understood what needed to be done. And he said, he put together a plan where it was no longer shaky between Democrats and Republicans. He wanted to make it very clear that the black vote gonna go one way from here on in, so that it's no longer in question. And he made an excellent chess move, and he knew exactly what it was going to be, and he said what it was going to happen because he understood this is going to be a major piece of beef thrown up on the table. It will be undeniable. It can't be faked. And the Republicans aren't going to have anything to fight it with because they don't have the desire nor the will. And black folk looked at the Republicans and said, what are you offering? And they said, we ain't offering you niggas nothing. Okay. And that was the last time the Democrats did anything for us. But they stole the black vote after that, and they had it locked down ever since, up until recent history. For the first time ever, it actually got a little wobbly, and this was the time to strike. This was the time to strike while the iron was hot. This was the time they could have made permanent inroads. They could have made permanent inroads, and they would have had black folk peeling off from the Democrat Party for the next 5-10 years. So you're not just going to get 5 or 6% of the black vote. You could have upped it to 20 or 30%. The money that you're giving to the Jewish groups, that's money wasted. Though the people there are already voting for you. People, understand something. Miriam Adelson, her and her husband, they're casino magnates. They give lots of money to Israel, and that's their thing. They went into business to fund Israel. Okay, cool, fine. They gave Trump $100 million in 2024.
What? Damn!
Miriam Adelson contributed more money to get Trump elected than he is embezzling out of the federal government to give these Jewish groups here now, man. She gave $100 million. He's only offering $94. No, don't believe me. Go look it up. Elon Musk gave $200 million, but the Adelsons, Miriam Adelson, gave $100 million. And what I'm saying is, dude, she gave more money to help get you elected. That $94 million doesn't mean anything to the people who support you. It's not necessary. And to the people who don't support you, that $94 million is not going to bring them into the tent. That's the problem. That $94 million is not going to get one more Jewish voter than you had before. It's not going to do anything. And if Miriam Adelson got 100 million of them things to give just to get Trump elected, she can finance this for her people on her own. And there's plenty of other Jewish business folk who are in the league with that too. That money isn't gonna make a difference to any of them. That kind of money would make all the difference in the world over here. People, if Donald Trump was smart, and he's not, but if he were smart, he would simply choose one or two places in America. Don't you understand that Trump could make Atlanta Trump country if he dropped $100 million in Atlanta? What? Are you kidding me? Do you think Killer Mike ain't gonna come out with Trump for $100 million? If Trump says he wanted to drop $100 million in Atlanta, T.I., Killer Mike, you name it, all them gonna be standing up on the damn stage with their sunglasses on. Are you kidding me? Think it's not gonna happen when it will? You think it's not gonna happen when it will? Roland Martin would just be sitting there, punching the air. Punching the air, biting his lip. Eating the Haagen-Dazs by the gallon. Cookie! Nom, 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 oh, nom, 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 nom. Roland would be sitting there stress eating his ass off. He would be stress eating his ass off. That would help you. That $100 million would flip Georgia and never look back. What the hell's wrong with you? You could actually get something for that $100 million in Georgia. That would actually do you some good. If you actually spend it in Georgia. Are you kidding me? Georgia and South Carolina. You could snatch both of those from the Democrats for the next 50 years. $100 million in Charleston. People, Jimbo Jangles Clyburn would be retiring tomorrow. Him and his whole damn family would get out of politics. If Trump got together and talked to Governor McMaster's down there in South Carolina, if he sat there and they got together, okay, we're going to drop $100 million on black folk there in that state, the Democrats would close up shop. That'd be the end of that. The Democrats would just start closing up shop. That's a wrap. It's done. It's done. What the hell? That would actually do you some good. That would benefit you. $100 million would get a conversation started. It's a whole lot easier to defend you and promote you when you can say that. If he shows up and says, look here, black folk, the Democrats is bull jiving. I'm bringing home the bacon. I can't get the whole reparations thing through right now. I'm having a few issues over here in Iran. I can't get the reparations thing through right now. But I came to bring you $100 million of them things here in Charleston. I came to bring you $100 million of them things down here in Atlanta. I'm trying to prime the pump down. Can we do some business? Hey, T.I. and Killer Mike, do you think we can do something with $100 million in Buckhead, $100 million in Decatur? Do y'all think we can work with something here, Killer Mike? Nigga, do you think we won't when we will? We can do some business now. We got something to talk about. You start doing that, now we got something to talk about. Giving the illegal aliens $50 million. Y'all sitting up here breaking cash money for every damn body else except the folk it would actually matter with. So it's just like, you know what? Hey, Trump, if if them folks catch up with you and throw that prison sentence on you, just understand, hold this L. Hold this L. Do you understand what a political earthquake that would introduce in Georgia? $100 million in Atlanta, Killer Mike on one side, T.I. on the other, Sweetie Pies, anybody else. Can you imagine what that would do? To sit there and say, okay, let's go ahead and work this out. Let's go ahead and put this where it'll do the most good. I can't get that. I can't get that 1 trillion you was looking for, but I brought 100 million. Can we do something with that? Do you understand what a political tsunami that would create if you actually coordinated correctly? Can you imagine what that would do in just one city? Chicago. Folks, they can flip Chicago. Let me be very, very clear. Chicago is a city that wants to get paid off.
And deal with it, nigga.
I said that. Chicago is a city that wants to get bought off. Chicago, I'm not dissing you. You know I ain't doing nothing but telling the truth. Chicago is a city where money moves things. Chicago is the original city of passing the envelope. Chicago always been about that and is still about that today. Chicago is past the envelope. You want something done. Are you kidding me? Here's the crazy thing about Chicago. You don't even have to lie about it up there. What? In Chicago, you can just come out and say it is what it is. Hey, I need the black vote. I'm going to invest $100 million in black folk in Chicago. Nigga done. Sold. Let me tell you, Chicago got no shame in the game whatsoever. Chicago has no shame in the game. If he shows up and says, hey, I'm investing $100 million in Chicago so you can support MAGA, man, you'll see so many damn red hats on the South Side.
Nigga, please.
You will see so many red hats on the South Side. You don't even have to lie about it in Chicago. You can just go ahead and say it is what it is. Hey, I'm trying to get some more votes. What will $100 million get me? Hey, all you gotta do is, hey, I'm trying to get a few more votes. How much will $100 million get me? You think there's gonna be anybody in Chicago gonna turn that? Man, it's gonna be niggas with red hats all up and down Halstead Avenue.
Nigga, what?
There's gonna be red hats all up and down Halstead Avenue. All the way out of downtown, all the way down the south side. This is gonna be red hats all the way down. I know Chicago. I know Chicago. That's it. They won't even have to lie about it. He can just come right out and just say, this is what I'm trying to get. And Chicago will respect it. Chicago gonna be like, okay, he threw bull jiving around. Man, look, Chicago ready to do business. Chicago does not give a damn about the ethics the rest of y'all talking about. Chicago does not give a damn about none of that. In Chicago, you can pay off your damn politicians up there at the front office. You don't even gotta sneak around with it. The bag man can show up at City Hall. He waiting out there in the hallway. That's Chicago. So Chicago is just like, yeah, all that lying is just slowing down, getting my money to me. So let's go ahead and just say it is what it is. Okay. You looking to get a vote? Okay. What can I get? What can I get? Well, I brought $100 million. Okay, well, we can start a conversation. We can start a conversation. People, $100 million would start a conversation in the black city. You could start a conversation in a black city with $100 million, $200 million, and the Democrats would be sitting there looking crazy. They're going to have a lot of stupid questions they got to answer because they gave money to everybody else. Okay, but here comes Trump following up on stupid here. Let's go ahead and give money where it doesn't do any good. They sit up here and fund illegal aliens who within 5 years of getting here, as soon as they get their feet up under them, they start voting Republican. The Democrats let in all these illegals, and as 5 years later, they voting Republican. Just as soon as they get their feet up under them, they start voting MAGA. That's what they end up doing. So what good does that do you? What was the benefit you gonna get from that? You let them up in here, they voting for DeSantis, they're voting for Greg Abbott, they're voting for Trump. So what is that $50 million in Chicago going to do other than provide a bunch of illegal aliens for Governor Pritzker and the Hyatt hotel chain to do housekeeping in his hotels? I thought these were supposed to be the business people, folks. I thought these were supposed to be the business people. They're passing money back to the Miriam Adelson gives Trump $100 million. The Trump administration gives $100 million back to Jewish society. I thought you all were supposed to be the business people. I thought you were supposed to be the smart economics people. Can you imagine, think about this for a few moments here while the Republicans are falling apart here. Could you imagine being Roland Martin? Can you imagine being Roland Martin trying to tell people, y'all a bunch of fools for taking all that money from Trump? Y'all stupid idiots don't understand. Trump is buying your vote. Chicago gonna be like, you damn right. And he's succeeding. Roland be sitting there trying to shame people. Look at these fools sitting up here taking all this money from Trump there. Y'all selling it out. He'll be sitting there trying to tell all of us we shouldn't take money from Trump. Meanwhile, he'll be begging the damn Democrats every week. Y'all need to give me some money for consulting. And failing at that. Would you want to be in his position trying to tell the rest of us, don't be taking that money from them? Why, that is unclean money. That money is unclean and unrighteous. It is filled with an iniquitous spirit. Them dollars you getting from Trump will only corrupt you. You need to tell Trump you don't want nothing because you want to save your soul. Can you imagine Roland getting up in front of the microphone trying to make that argument? Trump is just buying y'all off. Y'all don't understand. You need to say no. Give that money back to him. Do not take that money, for it is dirty and unclean. This is blood money. You should not be doing that. You're a fool for taking that money. You are filled with unrighteousness. What argument is he going to make? Are we looking for Joy Reid to come out and lecture us? Here's the problem right now. You know, black people should think about more than just money. Yes, the Democrats never invested in anything, and they always made excuses for not doing it, but you need to understand that Trump doesn't really have your best interests at heart. He just wants you to keep voting for him. If you were really a righteous person and you really understood, you would understand that it's not all about money. There are more important things than money. Vote Big D. All right. Tell me what the hell kind of campaign slogan that's going to be. Yeah, somebody passing around the bag, but your principles should be more to you than that. So let me get this straight. Everybody else is getting broke off, but you're telling us that we need to voluntarily, the folks most in need and most owed, and you're telling me that we need to voluntarily decline. Everybody else can take their little money that they're not even owed. We're actually owed something, and we're supposed to say no because Roland Martin said on principle we should not be concerned about money. The way that this works is that if these folk had any sense, they would understand that you are wasting money with these other folks. You're not going to get any rate of return. These other people do not need it. It's not going to move the needle. $100 million in Latino society is not going to make any change. $100 million in Jewish society won't even be noticed. $100 million among black folk is going to start some conversations. $100 million in black society would start some conversations. 100 million in Atlanta, 100 million in Chicago. What I'm saying is that it's not going to be a one-way conversation. The fellow who says, we need to get that money back. Y'all niggas crazy. We don't need to be taking that. We need to get that money back to Trump because he ain't right. So let me get this straight. We all sitting here and you telling us that we need to, he handed it over to us voluntarily. You saying we need to stand by your principles, because it's damn sure not mine, and hand it back? Yes, here, Trump, I understand that this is $100 million, but we are bigger than that. We have better principles than that. These niggas is on some plantation slave stuff right here. We have bigger principles than that. We are not so easily bought off. Niggas on the west side of Chicago are like, I'm not easily bought off. Folks on the west side talking about, I'm that easily bought off. You can show by me. Rent, lease. What I'm saying, people, is that starts a whole different conversation. $100 million to an HBCU ain't gonna move the damn needle because most of us are not HBCU graduates. That $100 million that you think you're gonna use those professors to indoctrinate the next generation, you think you greasing the skids, and it's not working. $100 million to an HBCU is flushing money down the damn drain. If you're expecting that to directly translate into political support, folks aren't sitting around taking their marching orders from the HBCUs. Giving money to the HBCUs and the black church, they ain't moving nothing. Giving it and nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. They don't know where it went. We don't know where it got spent on. That's not going to move anything. That's the point I'm making. All this damn sideways stuff and, we can indirectly benefit. Meanwhile, for Jewish society, they're giving direct benefits, illegal aliens directly. Then you all start showing this disdain and contempt when we show up here. And I'm just like, okay, keep that energy. Keep that energy, man. Because Letitia James is still in office. What? If you're going to go after her, you better hurry up. Letitia James is still in office. Letitia James is still sitting there. So is Alvin Bragg. So is Fannie the Mammy. And those are just the ones that have been elected before. There are others. There are others. And they're waiting their turn too. If you were smart about this, you'd be dealing with it differently. These other folks are waiting their damn turn. They're waiting for you to get out of office so they can go ahead and start the bull jive again. Right now, you need to be cultivating as many friendships as you can. These other folk ain't playing, but, do what you do. Do what you do. I just think this is horrendous strategy. You're fighting over groups that were already going to support you, and what you're doing isn't going to get more of them to support you. See, there's no reason for folks to come out in large numbers if you're already doing their bidding. You need to be shoring up support where you're weak, not where you're already super strong. These people are horrendous tacticians. Terrible. But then again, it's not accidental because, of course, we all understand that we are the only people who would change the status quo. And they're not interested in changing the status quo. They just want us to take a few crumbs off the table and leave the status quo as it is. Elevating us changes the status quo. Elevating all these other people doesn't change anything. That's why they have no problem doing that, because it's not going to change anything. Elevating us changes everything. And that's what they have a problem with. However, you might disagree. Therefore, we've gone ahead and pinned the link to the Zoom there at the top of the chat room. You are more than welcome to go ahead and hit us up and give us a call there. I'd like to thank everyone, and I do mean everybody who's contributed to tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out here to my man, Mr. Richburg. Thank you very much for your support tonight. We appreciate that. To Mark B., to Jerome, and to my man, Mr. Chadwick. Thank you all very much for your support. We appreciate that. We're going to take a very brief commercial, non-commercial break. When we come back, we'll probably take a few of your phone calls and more. This is the Black Channel.
When you visit MrBeTheTeacher.com, you can get a copy of his award-winning book, Guidelines for the Successful Student. While you're there, grab one of his newest tunes along with fun and educational lyric videos.
Never give up, don't worry, never give up, study. In order to
2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6.
now swap names, he, she, they, and we. Simplify the Daddy divides as the father and guide. Money multiplies and shares on what they buy.
You can also acquire his tutoring services via varsitytutors.com or tutor.com. If you wish to speak to Steve Burgess directly, you can do so through MrBeTheTeacher.com.
The Honey Badger and the Mongoose is a children's story for the family of how a honey badger and mongoose fight an evil alliance of venomous cobra snakes and hyenas that overhauls the balance of the savannah. The Big Five. The honey badger demands reparations. Will the Big Five give the honey badger reparations? Can the evil alliance of cobras and hyenas be stopped? The best new price for the hard and soft cover is at www.thehoneyBadgerandthemongoose.com. You can also find this book at Amazon, Audible, and Kindle.
Order yours today to experience all the benefits of Ash Kickin' Body Butter. With skin so smooth and soft, you'll thank us for it. Shop Ash Kickin' online. That's ASHKICKIN.com.
Hi, Hi, this is Brenda Starr, creator of Poetry with a Purpose and author of the book Pressed But Not Crushed. Pressed But Not Crushed is an anthology of political poems that address current and historical issues in American descendants of slave population and African American population. The book describes slaveries and its residuals, Jim Crow segregation, social depredation, and other relevant issues to American descendants of slaves and African Americans, including the current political climate that does not address our issues.
This is the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. Very glad to be with you all here this evening. And we got folks up here on Zoom. We're going to go ahead and jump into that here. I got Black Prez, I think, here on Zoom. Not sure where you are here. Okay, there you are. All right, Black Prez, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm the Black President. I'm here in Palm Beach. What I want to know is, you always talk about FBA and B1, talking about the Republicans are falling apart. Is that because you don't want to speak about the happenings going on in New York, for example, with Mamdani?
Okay, well, Mamdani winning the primary, it'll be seen whether or not he gets any further. He's got a lot of headwinds against him, so he won the primary. However, that's not really the way that works up there, so not the way it used to be. They got that ranked choice voting stuff. Cuomo, Eric Adams is running as an independent. Cuomo is still in the race at this time right now, so I mean, he won the primary, but that's certainly it's certainly significant.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from New York.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is significant because, number one, Clyburn and Clinton backed Cuomo, and they still lost. That's one. And then to piggyback off that, in the day before, Rocket tried to ghetto her ass into the House Oversight Committee, and she lost.
I mean, Jasmine Crockett is an internet clout chaser, so in her case, everything she does, you might as well be seeing Mr. Beast. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, she's just clout chasing for the internet. As far as anybody supporting Andrew Cuomo's fate was sealed 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. He's lost all of his clout as a result. And I said it then, they didn't get Andrew Cuomo being removed as governor. That wasn't the result of just one person, Letitia James. That was the result of the party itself, because you would have had to have the party. So basically, Andrew Cuomo got Joe Biden. So the party moved Andrew Cuomo, just like the party removed Joe Biden. So this time around, you know, the establishment, of course, Mamdani's not part of the establishment. But if those are your heavy hitters, James Clyburn, South Carolina, Hillary Clinton, those are the heavy hitters that Andrew Cuomo was looking for support from. I'm like, buddy, if that's the best you got, you might as well drop out now.
Well, that's because, sir, Mr. Jason Black, it's because of Sharpton, longtime kingmaker. They're talking about Trump doesn't be. I'm going to tell you why. You see, because Mamdani, he's following my playbook. He majored in Black studies like me from Brooklyn College. He's a wannabe rapper while I'm a real one from Biggie's neighborhood, right? And he went to a specialized high school, the second best, while I went to the first. But you see, because I'm Haitian American, born here in America, people like Sharpton who want to, like today, he was at his National Action Network meeting speaking about the goings on with the birthright citizenship, etc., trying to, again, rile up some type of momentum for the Democratic Party, which they've used the Haitian community to do for 30 years with Abner Louima, with Patrick Dorismond, with the earthquake. And we know that Patrick Gaspar worked for Obama. You see that, and Karen Jean-Pierre. Again, two Haitians born in Haiti who want to co-opt and use us as slaves here in America. They keep perpetuating that. So they've been blocking a person like me because I could appeal to the entire spectrum like Mamdani. And that's why Mamdani won. That's a comeuppance for the years of Al Sharpton trying to co-opt and be some type of king like we're slaves. That's why the B1, like you call it, they're the reason Mamdani won, because They've been hating. Adam started his political career in my neighborhood. Letitia James started her political career after James Davis got shot in City Hall, and then she became the spokesperson for the people who didn't want to build a Barclays Center in Brooklyn and won the 34th, 35th district. You see, they've been stopping me, like Herbert Daughtry, also from House of the Lord Church, all in the same neighborhood where I grew up as a kid, because I'm Haitian American, born here, and they think the same way. That's why all that B1, Tether talk, Tariq Nasheed trying to perpetuate. You think people don't know that? They used to burn Haitians back in the day, but see, now that's the comeuppance.
Sir, would you like to be on camera so everybody can see who we need to support? Because nobody sees you right. I'm not going to put you up there if you don't want to be. I'm just saying, would you like to, so we all know?
I'm not afraid, Jason Black. I show my face. You don't show yours.
Sir,
I show my face, brother.
sir, calm down.
No,
I'm saying, sir, calm down. Switch.
You're telling me calm down.
Switch
I'm right
to switch to decaf. I'm not saying it to put you on the spot. I'm saying that I heard what you said, sir. I'm not familiar with you. I'm taking you at your word. Now you claim that you have a political platform leaning ideology that you claim that other people are stolen, taken, co-opted. I'm not whichever. I'm not sure what's the right word to use, but what I'm saying is I don't know. Folk might recognize you and know who they're supporting. I'm not going to just throw you up there unless you give me permission. I'm not trying to put you out there like that. I'm just saying
let's go, Jason.
You're saying you've been there for a while, and I'm like, okay, well, if you want support, I have no problem, giving you time to be seen. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, Mr. Jason.
Now, if you're not comfortable with it, we won't do that.
I'm comfortable. I have my own platform, and as a matter of fact, okay, I'm ready to do that. And before I say that, actually, the whole tech persona that Nas tries to perpetuate, he got that from me too. Let's go. What's going on here? Jason, let's go.
Okay. All right. I've got the Black President on here. And, okay, he was there. Now he's not. All righty. I guess we'll see if he comes back. Folks, he wants us all to know that everybody's been biting his style, stealing the technique, swagger jacking. I think that's pretty foul. Especially Nas. I thought higher of you, Nas. I didn't know Nas was out here swagger jacking, but now that I know, I'm disappointed. I don't know where he went, y'all. He was there, so maybe he'll come back. I don't know. I'm waiting. I didn't do anything. Okay, he was gone. Now he's back. I'll see. Let me see if he's still there. Hello, Mr. President.
Yes, good
okay,
good evening.
I didn't remove you, sir, so I don't know what happened there, but you are still very much on.
Okay, we're here right now. So,
yes,
like
sir.
I was saying, go ahead.
Well, speak your piece, sir.
I speak my piece. I wanted to say, like I said, the fact that you're talking about the Republicans falling off, well, really what you're talking about is the same type of machinations that would occur within any political party. It happened with Obama. Obama, as soon as elected in 2008, by 2010, he got destroyed in Boston. Somebody ran as an independent and started the whole wave, the Tea Party wave. So it seemed like you're kind of deflecting. I don't want to accuse you of that, but I'm saying if it's F1B1, why aren't people talking about it when it seemed like F1B1 took a lot of L's this week?
I think F1 is the Formula Car Racing organization.
B1, whatever it is, whatever term that you guys use, the ones who want to delineate between the tethers and what have you. Yeah, that's
Sir, I can't speak. I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but if you want to talk to me, the guy who originated the term B1, sir, I'm down with anybody who's on code. So
Again,
I am down with anybody who is on code. If you're on code, you all right with Jason.
Well, the thing about it is, I'm all right with you too, Jason. But the problem with that, and again, part of the comeuppance is the fact that the person who started this, Tariq Nasheed, again, he stole his style from me.
Well, sir, here's the thing. If you have an issue with somebody other than me, they got platforms. You can get in touch with them. Here, we don't talk about other YouTubers or anybody. We only talk about me and what we're discussing here. And I don't like to say me, but only me myself. So for anybody else, please you can contact them and take it up with them if you have an issue with something anybody else has said or done. I can't speak to them one way or the other, and I don't want to really address anybody except what I can address directly. Because
okay, Mr. Black,
they're not here to defend themselves, but furthermore, it's just off topic.
Okay, well the topic.
Okay, I don't know what he keeps doing with them headphones, y'all. I really, really don't. Just one minute he's there, one minute he's not. So I don't know if it has an off switch in the headphones or whatever. I don't know what's going on. Let me go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom. Let me see if I can get Brother Elijah up here on Zoom. There you go. All right, Brother Elijah, you're live on Zoom. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, Jason. All right. Good evening, big brother. All right, it's B1. Big brother, before I make a statement and ask a question on directly tonight's topic, I need to do a preface if it's okay, big brother.
Okay, give us the Reader's Digest version.
I will. The last caller, okay, big brother, I'm not going to take long with this one. I am from Brooklyn, okay? Those effing Caribbean tethers have never, and I mean never, spoke up for anything for foundational Black Americans at all. Okay, we only had one rider who was in the city council, but he was not, to my understanding, not of Caribbean descent. Charles Barron. I'm directly from East New York, and he always tried to speak on Black people's issues, and he was helping organize reparations. That man has no standing. We don't know who he is, and because of his past tethers, he's upset now. He don't have any more political clout with us, okay? He needs to go home, instead of worry about what we're doing here, over here in the B1 circle, go home and fix your effing homeland, all right? And mind your damn business. And he knows damn well if he went to Tariq Nasheed's channel, Tariq would have ate him alive, and rightfully so, all right? With all due respect, big brother. My, going to tonight's topic, all right, that tether had me thrown off, pardon me. Big brother, when you're talking about the Republican Party and Trump and what we saw yesterday, I'm talking about, you didn't mention it, I'm just doing a correlation, so I'm not going to stay on it. It was nice to see what happened yesterday. At the same token, that didn't do us no favors, because I made this statement on this channel before. Now, if the Republicans, this is just my argument, you can correct me, if the Republicans want to really open the floodgates now to these illegals, they don't have that 14th Amendment to protect them now.
That's not what the Supreme Court ruling did. That's not what it did. What it did it basically, they clarified that these federal judges cannot enact a nationwide injunction. That's what they said. They didn't deal with the 14th Amendment issue really at all. That's not what they dealt with. As a matter of fact, when Trump and the Justice Department filed and everything, that they really put that second. So really, from what I read there, it may allow him to partially do some things over the next 30 days or in the next 30 days. But there's been no ruling on birthright citizenship. What the Supreme Court said was that the only people who can take issue, federal judges cannot give a nationwide injunction. Now, this is going to have ramifications because a lot of stuff's been done recently in the recent past that even right-wingers liked, that one federal judge like in Texas or Florida could make a nationwide injunction. The Supreme Court is now saying, no, you can no longer, y'all can't do that. And for the birthright citizenship, for anybody who has an issue with that, a federal judge is not going to be able to make a nationwide injunction. The individuals who have taken issue with it, they can file suit. So the only way you could nationalize this now is if they file a class action, which the ACLU is already working on, by the way. So the ACLU is already working on a class action. So they're saying if you want to take nationwide action, you're going to have to use something other than a federal judge to do it. You can't just go judge shopping, get one judge to do whatever y'all saying and it affects the whole country. So that's what happened. We will see what occurs as far as if the 14th Amendment makes it to the Supreme Court as an issue. We'll see what occurs then.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you so much for clarifying that. And then going back to your point with the Republicans, big brother, I think with the even though, I supported that party, all right, I never voted Democrat, but I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. They're so deeply embedded with their anti-black racism at this point. I just can never see them just coming to black people offering them anything. The only option now basically we would have basically is just sitting out the election and just let the chips fall where they may, because they are religiously looking like they're not making no inroads for us, and they made it clear they don't really want us part of the party. Ask Michael Steele.
I mean, like I say, everybody's trying to figure out how to get us to support them without doing anything for us.
Right.
That's the game. That's the con that everybody's trying to run. How do we get y'all to support us and vote for us while we do nothing for you?
Yes, sir.
And what we're showing them is that, that's not really going to work. You can lose an election, but you can't win one.
Right.
And the Democrats lost the election. It's not that Trump won it. The Democrats lost it.
Yes, sir. I got one last question, and I'm gonna land my plane because I want you to further expand on this. Right now, where we are in the political climate and where we stand as on the grassroots, can you and others imagine where we possibly could have been at if Kamala Empty Suit Harris would have been in that office? And with that question, I'm going to land my plane, B1, and thank you for taking my call.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight here. If Kamala Harris had gotten elected at best, she would have just continued Joe Biden's policies. At worst, it would have been Barack Obama 2.0, white supremacists in the streets gunning black folk down while your so-called black president sits there kikiing and laughing and giggling about it and telling you that you're unburdened by what the hell she done did. So at worst, you'd have another 20 million illegals coming across the border. It would be Joe Biden on anabolic steroids. At worst, it'd be Obama 2.0, Joe Biden 2.0. It would be, illegal palooza. It would be that. It'd be that. All right, let me go ahead and see. I'm going to try one more time here. Black President, go ahead and turn your speakers off for me. Okay, I don't know what happens when you keep hitting those headphones, but you might want to, I don't know if it has an off switch or whatever, but you might want to be careful with those because every time I see you keep doing that, you get cut off.
Thank you, Jason, for letting me back on. Number one, for all you people in the comment section, you see, that's exactly why you keep losing. I'm on here talking, you want to talk about tether babble, dirty feet, this, my hat. You see, that's why you're losing. People are tired of that. That approach to politics in the black community, people are tired and it's not effective.
Well, brother, try just talking. Don't do that. Please don't. Don't talk to them. Just talk to me because folks in the comments, people in comments can say anything. I'm the one hosting the program, so let's just go ahead and keep it there instead. Because there's thousands of people over there, and it'll just be chasing windmills.
Okay, well, Jason, like I said, I'm originally born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I've been following you since the first DVD, 7 a.m. So I've seen the whole, and again, I'm a black scholar certified. What I'm telling you is that if
you have a PhD?
I have a master's degree in political science. Mm-hmm. But however, However, I came up with a concept called hip hop is African religion. Going to everywhere, CUNY Grad Center and Kemet to present. And you can ask Professor James Small, all these scholars, again, Sonetta, every person you know. And the reason why this person has the audacity to say he doesn't know me is the same reason why I'm telling you the comeuppance has come into the Black community.
Okay, who said they don't know you?
Well, the person before who was saying that the only writer, the Caribbeans don't speak up and what's etc. The person before.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, let me ask. Please be careful with those earphones because I don't want you to get cut off again. This happened twice now. I do have a question though. You said you were born and raised in Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
If you were born and raised in Brooklyn, can you please explain to me why you identified yourself as Haitian then?
You see, again, that's a good one right there. Well, sir, Jason, that's the catch-22. You see, there was a time where, of course, again, that's the thing about the African American community. That behavior, people are calling people names, etc. What would that do? That would cause a person to not identify themselves in their ethnic background and assimilate. That's why many of you who try to say that you FBA, what have you, you have no idea if one of your ancestors went through the same thing, assimilated, but really were from another country. Now, the catch-22 is when people do find out that you are of a different ethnicity, they clown you for that too. They tell you want to be Jamaican. They tell you want to be this. They tell you want to be that. So I use that as an identifier, but absolutely, I'm Haitian who understands that I'm a person of African descent. Absolutely.
Well, but now I'm glad you clarified that. However, here's the issue. The issue is that's not new. That's the
What's
way.
Not new?
The issue is that people of Caribbean descent, specifically identifying their ethnicity and country of origin, that's always been the rule. That's not something new that just happened in the last 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years. That it's been that way since day one.
That's not true, Jason.
Sir, that is absolutely true.
Absolutely
you've
not
had the Caribbean, Haitian, Jamaican flags in New York since the beginning, sir.
So why are you asking me why I identify myself as Haitian then?
Because what I'm saying is that was not what we did. Everybody who is not a descendant of American slaves, they've always identified themselves by their ethnicity. We were the ones who said that kind of thing didn't matter, while everyone else has consistently practiced it. That's the difference.
No, but see, the thing about it is, even with that right there, Jason, see, first of all,
sir, but what I said is a fact. That's the issue.
It's not a fact. What's a fact? A fact of what? That other people have done that? Okay, some people have.
No, sir. Not some, sir. Carnival is a whole thing. What are you talking about?
But that's a carnival that started in 1970, sir. The W.E.B. Du Bois had people of Haitian descent. Did he go? He was a Pan-African.
Sir, my whole point about it is who was asking for that? Because that is delineation.
Again, delineation that you as African Americans call people coconuts.
No, sir.
Of course you do that.
I bring up Carnival as just one example because that's one of many. You've got Caribbean parades. You've got Caribbean get-togethers. I was in one for the politicians out in Albany on February 14th of this year, and they were Caribbean they were Caribbean and Asian. What I'm saying is that we never made that distinction. We just said everybody with the same skin tone as us. We didn't make that distinction while everybody else is flying a whole different flag and saying that I'm something else. So the whole thing is the whole time we are the only ones who ever said we are black, while everybody else said we're black in our presence, and then said I'm Haitian and Caribbean all up and down Queens, all up and down the Bronx. You got whole neighborhoods, and that's not something that came up in 2020. That's been since 1960.
That doesn't make sense because, again, Jamaica just became independent in 1962. That's one. And number two,
sir, where did Marcus Garvey come from?
Jamaica. Did he?
Okay, when was Marcus Garvey here again?
1920s.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. I just wanted to clarify how long Jamaicans have been coming over here. I just wanted to clarify that. Go ahead.
Catherine Dunham,
She was
way before 1960, way before that.
They were all going. They were all going to Haiti, and they were coming a part of the Harlem Renaissance. They weren't coming to the Harlem Renaissance, establishing themselves as Haitian.
Well,
they weren't doing that. And I want to say
now, wait a minute. My point is, you make a very good point. You are correct about that. During the time of Garvey, at least in America, now in Jamaica, it didn't work because he couldn't get Pan-Africanism popping in Jamaica because Jamaicans wanted to be Jamaicans. They didn't want to be black. They wanted to be Jamaicans.
That's not true. It's because they were colonized.
Sir, they rejected Marcus Garvey. They rejected him when he left. They rejected him when he tried to come
Who's
back.
Again, you have to.
The people of Jamaica rejected Marcus Garvey, which is why he left the first time when he was deported from America. He had to leave again and go to London.
You know why? Because again,
they didn't accept him.
And this is something again. You know why? And this is the same. And this is something that you, as African Americans, I agree on this level because it happens in the Haitian community too. You don't understand, for the most part, that many people in the Jamaican society are not of African descent, and they were the ones who were in control. They were the ones who were attempting to stifle Garvey. They were the ones who were trying to stop the Rastafari movement.
Sir, there was no Pan-African movement in Jamaica.
Rastafari is a Pan-African movement, brother.
The Rastafarian in Jamaica is a fringe element.
You have locks right now.
Rastafarian does not represent the masses.
But it doesn't represent the masses.
The masses rejected Garvey and Pan-Africanism. The
masses didn't have power to reject Garvey.
Sir, if you got a brain, you got power.
So what about the movements here?
The spirit of Bookman Duddy is dead.
The reason why in America your movements work is because you put a mulatto in front of it, like Malcolm X, like Elijah, like Adam Clayton Powell, and like Thurgood Marshall. What are you talking about? Have to have a little bit of white skin.
Dr. King, Fred Hampton.
Is what?
Please don't scream. Please don't scream. Your earphones are peaking. You have to talk softer. Don't scream. Your earphones are peaking.
Huey Newton is what? Kathleen Cleaver is what?
Sir, we could.
This shit.
Sir.
Your man who just died, Charles Rangel, is what? Their DNA is barely black.
Sir, we could.
Sir,
we could.
When you talk about
we could sit here and Booker T. Washington, Ida B. Wells. We could sit here and do this all day if you'd like. We can go tit for tat on that all day if you'd like us to.
And that's the problem. You guys never have anybody who could go tit for tat with you, and then you get into it. And I'm telling you that I could go tit for tat with you.
Sir, for any light skinned person you can name, I can name a blue black person. So what's your point?
Not in leadership.
Obama was leading what? What was Obama leading, sir?
You guys are dying because you couldn't pass through Kamala Harris.
Sir, what was Obama leading?
President.
Okay, so he was leading us?
You guys love Obama. Come on, man. Don't give me that revisionist history, brother. You guys love Obama.
Okay, sir. If
Obama was the president now.
And sir, if we love Obama, then what the hell happened to Kamala Harris?
What happened is that the jig is up. The karmic repercussions of you attempting to bamboozle people with the same, we're black, but I'm actually 10% DNA. We built this country, but you're so light that you can't even walk in the sun for an hour, and you telling me we built this country. That jig is up, brother.
Okay, so who is it?
Nothing.
Okay, just tell me who is. They already acknowledged that Kamala Harris lacked support. So who is it she lacked support from?
Support from the masses, the black masses.
Oh, the black masses.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's
because
not.
Culturally,
it wasn't the Caribbean masses. She had plenty of support with them. So who was it?
She didn't have. Listen, let me see. Again, that shows how you don't know. She's from Jamaica, right? If you knew Jamaica, if Jamaican people were really behind her, you'd hear 1,000 songs about Kamala, brother.
Well, we only needed to hear one song,
and you didn't. You didn't even hear one.
She had plenty of Jamaican support. She had plenty of Caribbean support.
She did not. They love Trump. There's a picture of Super Cat and Shabba Ranks with Donald Trump right now in Jamaica, brother.
Sir, where the Jamaican support is in New York, who won New York?
That's not the Jamaicans are in Flatbush, brother.
And who won New York?
Doesn't matter who won New York is because they've been brainwashed.
Oh, really?
To be them, and there's an alliance between Yvette Clarke, head of the CBC from Brooklyn, Al Sharpton, the head of the Kings County Democratic Committee.
So it just can't be the Jamaicans are not on code. It can't just be that.
Oh, what are you talking about? As far as them not supporting Kamala, they didn't support her because, again, culture. First of all,
they supported Kamala just fine. She won New York, sir. They supported Kamala just fine.
But that doesn't equal that the Jamaican population. How does support? You're talking about in voting, which can argue whether or not those things are the same way people like to speak about whether or not elections are stolen. We could ask ourselves whether or not these local elections are stolen. Okay,
now, sir. Nobody's stealing the Jamaicans' vote. Nobody's stealing that.
We're not talking about. Okay, you're equating. You're saying that because they won New York, that means the Jamaicans were supporting Kamala. I'm talking about.
You can't find me any anti-Kamala Jamaicans. You can't find me any.
You can't find any support for her either. Brother.
Yes, you can.
Not. How you telling? See, you know what's so funny about this? This again, the contradiction of comeuppance. At the same time, for the past 3-4 years, we've been hearing dirty tether, dirty this. Delineate, and then you thought that, and not you personally, Jason, but then the African Americans think that Jasmine Crockett or Ross Baraka getting arrested by ICE is all of a sudden going to make people think that they support immigrants. You're a fool. Crazy. That's what's going on. Comeuppance. The strategy's not working, and you tried to diss the prophet. Steal all my ideology that's why I wear this hat. I'm from Biggie era, Pop era. You try, not you personally, Jason. The attempt to, and again, this is also it too. You also see that everybody wants to fuse politics with hip hop, from Killer Mike, but they can't. How can you do that when you want to try to cut out the organic creator of hip hop, New York, the capital of the city? At the same time, people want to talk about F1, B1, this. Killer Mike, where is he? He's on tour with a white rapper right now. Contradictions. The contradictions that you're feeling right now. B1. That's why you lose. That's why you lost. Crazy. Continue, Jason.
Just need to find something there right quick. All right. Now, when you say somebody took something from you, who is the somebody who took something?
Again, like I said, you said you don't want to talk about. We could just start like.
Because I didn't take it, so I'm not really sure.
Of course. No, Jason, you just saw the react. First of all, when Obama got elected, it was clear that there would be a backlash. Knew that using black identify in order to push him politically would result in a cultural shift and a political backlash. You took advantage of the political backlash with 7 a.m. and everything.
No, sir. No, we didn't take advantage of it. We created it. It was not there before us. We made it.
Not true. That's what I'm talking about. You create. What did you create, Jason? You didn't create that, brother. You took advantage of it, yes. Nobody even sees your face.
Sir,
I created that.
Sir, they don't see the Bilderbergs either. They don't see the Rothschilds either.
So you're supposed to be elite, yeah. They don't see the Bilderbergs. I see the Bilderbergs, Jason. I see them.
Nigga, what?
Okay.
Bilderbergs.
Well, brother, we didn't take anything from you. I can tell. I wasn't aware of you before tonight.
Okay, now let's talk about who I'm talking about specifically. I'm not gonna say his name, but the person who made an album called "Wash Your Ass," talk about Pippin, all of a sudden became a series, Black History, 2011.
Okay, brother. Well, why is it you haven't just done better than that then? If you don't like what other folk have done, if you're this smart and this enabled, and you what you have is your genius or your knowledge base is just so worth having, why is it you haven't outdone those people there? You've had a much longer runway.
Brother, what you talking about? Yo, you want to log on? You want to see? Again, we could do this like this. Again, in 100% independent. And what you can do is, what I'm saying, timeline on my work, I'm telling you, because I have a blog talk show, video, music that I produce, wrote, etc. Do you want me to give the site so everybody can go look?
No, sir. That's okay. But at this point right now, we would be looking for you instead of you looking for us.
Again, but the divine process has to work. You're getting sit down for me to come up. That's what's happening. The entire black political establishment.
Are you sure that divine process didn't already work?
Well, to me, what do you mean?
Are you sure? No, sir, this is no laughing matter.
Yeah,
are you sure that the divine process hasn't already worked and we're up here and you're down here?
No, hell, that's what I'm see. What kind of mind? No, absolutely.
It looks to me like the divine process has already worked. Okay. I told him not to play with them janky ass wireless earbuds. Okay, I've been nice long enough. Them janky ass Big Lots Family Dollar wireless earbuds he keep using, I don't get it. I told him don't do that. He just keep fooling with him because the audio keeps going out in it. So we're gonna hold a collection. In the meanwhile, let me see if I can get somebody with some damn sense up here. Brother Sage, I'm gonna keep you off camera unless you want to be. That's up to you. But I'm gonna keep you off camera in the meantime. All right, Brother Sage, what's on your mind?
Black First, brother, how are you?
You can hear how I am. New York is giving me fits again.
Honestly, to be honest with you, Jay, I try to stay off. You already know I've been down, but I wanted to apologize on behalf of New York for that last brother. He does not represent New York. I know the brother was very proud of his Haitian heritage, which is fine, but I want to bring this, and I'm so sorry, Jason, please, you got to forgive me, brother, because I want to take it a little bit off topic. Me and Brother Sam went into hostile territory when we went to go visit, what was her name? Ranish Burchard Hermelin, and that was predominantly Haitian territory. So for this brother to say that Haitians stand up for Blacks, and by the way, I've been keeping up with her. She has not been moving on any type of anti-Black hate crime bill. So again, when you're naming, saying that Haitians speak up for Blacks, I haven't seen that. So I just wanted to get on that, brother. And again, I want to apologize not just to you, to the family, on behalf of New York. These people don't represent New York. New York got this thing. There's a lot of cockiness up here in the city, and they think that if you're not from New York, then you don't understand how the politics work up here. As far as that Mamdani dude, I mean, like you said, he has a long way to go. Let's figure out. I mean, he's not doing anything specifically for Black people. So
the only thing that he's done is you're in a season of discontent with Democrats. New York has always been the most radical of all the places. Right. You have a season of discontent with the Democrats, and folks were not voting for him. They were voting against Andrew Cuomo.
Correct.
If he was going up against somebody else, Eric Adams' name ain't so good. Call it the setup or whatever, but the bottom line is his name ain't so good right now. And Andrew Cuomo, folk have had enough of him. That's what that is. So they're not voting for Mamdani. They just don't want any more Cuomo. Just like they didn't want any more of Kamala Harris. That's all that is.
Correct. And again, the brother, like you said, the brother has so much leeway. If he has um, any type of malice or hatred towards anyone else, which I'm not going to name right now, then maybe you need to address it with that person. That person has spaces every other night that you can address him on. So you can call up to him. You don't have to call Jason and bring that to Jason. If you don't have no issue with brother Jason, then don't call up here with that. You call that brother. And again, I want to say, Black first to you, brother. I wanted to ask for your permission. I want to email you something. I want to ask for your permission first before I do that. But I want to email you something when we get off tonight.
Sure, that's fine. And like I say, now I came all the way from Louisiana up to New York, snowstorms and every damn thing else. So can't nobody talk to me about representing New York. I'm going all the way up to Albany. That cost me thousands of dollars to have to do that. And I'm proud of it. I got no issue with that. But I know what's going on in New York. I know what's going on there. I've been there enough times, just left. I'd like for him to tell me what's going on in Louisiana, but I know what's going on in New York. I've seen it with myself. We all sat there, brother. All of us were there. All of us who went there, we saw them with Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, all the rest of them, bull jiving and every damn thing else. We saw it was Disco 9000 up in there. They're not taking care of any of the business whatsoever. None of them. And those are only the we saw a gang of politicians up there, a gang of all of assemblymen. We saw a gang of them. I don't know if my Wani was running around there, but we saw a gang of them. And it's the same thing we've been seeing. It's exactly what we know is going on. They're not dealing with the business. They're not focusing on our issues. They're focusing on themselves. And that whole thing right there, once again, the whole thing was at the Caribbean, Pacific Islander, Cuban, whatever it was. That was the whole name of the event.
Right.
That was the name of the event for it there. So we know who they're representing. We know who they're representing. The name was on the damn marquee.
Again, brother, I wanted to ask this too, because they say that, calling yourself FBA is divisive. Is calling yourself Haitian not the same thing? Is that not divisive by calling yourself Haitian or Jamaican? And you pointed out something, even you being from Louisiana, you pointed out something that is very true. And again, like you said, you were not born and raised in the city, but Haitians, Jamaicans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, they've always, not only do they wear their flags on their cars and on their person, they have flags hanging from light posts when you get into their neighborhoods. So again, brother, for him to say that that's not true, I mean,
yeah, that's just flat out false. We can go all over Queens and see that. Why do you think I can tell you're Queens?
I can drive around Brooklyn right now, brother, and you can see that. On your next broadcast, I can do that. Like, that's easy to debunk, brother. I don't even know why he's lying up on your broadcast.
Because he thinks I don't know any better. That's why I'm like, he thinks I don't know. I'm like, dude, are you, nigga, when you get off George Washington in Inwood, Washington Heights, what are you talking about, man? Hell, you can see them there. But it really hits in Brooklyn, but it hits heavy in Queens. But, I mean, you're not going to be able to get away from it. You're not going to be able to get away from it. I'm like, that's a fixture. That's not new. It's not new. So, and I'm not saying, we don't say that. Our whole point is we're not saying that to be disrespectful or to alienate anyone. We're here to call out the self-alienation, because there would be no Jamaican presence here of any kind if that was the way that we had been operating. It wouldn't be here of any kind because it couldn't be. For the folks who don't know their history in Woodrow Wilson, it wouldn't be because it couldn't be. We had to overturn what they had done all the way up to Woodrow Wilson. We are the ones who had to change that. We're the ones who had to make a lane for that. And they've benefited from it ever since. And what we're saying is that, yeah, Garvey came. The whole reason why we bring up Garvey is because at the time, Garvey was not, trumpeting himself as a Jamaican. It was clear that he was not, that he was of Jamaican descent. He did point it out. That was fine, but that wasn't the flag he was waving. He was waving Pan-Africanism. And he had to come to us because we didn't make those distinctions like that. Back in Jamaica, they did. Which is why when he tried to move Jamaica in that direction, they said, nah, we good. He came over here, got it popping, he got deported, and it was second verse, same as the first, when he got back to Jamaica. nothing changed. And so Marcus Garvey, the truth is Marcus Garvey was dispirited, disenchanted, demoralized, and he left. He left Jamaica to its fate. Because Jamaica been doing that. They didn't just wake up in 2021 and start doing it. We just finally said, okay, enough is enough. Are you black or are you Jamaican? If you're black, I don't want to see that flag anymore. If that's what you representing every time we turn around, that's a problem. Because we're not on that. That's off code. If we all together, we need to all be together. If you gonna be the Jamaican, we'll be the Jamaican. You're gonna be the Haitian, we'll be the Haitian. You do that. But you cannot be black when convenient or when politically expedient. That's off code. The fact that Kamala Harris is the light-skinned Jamaican doesn't change the fact that, by the way, she's black when convenient. We're all one people when convenient. No, we need if we're not all one people all the time, we're not all one people. So I'm just like, okay, the next time you walk out of here and start waving that flag, just keep waving it. That's all we're saying. But don't jump over here and then you back over there. And when you're around us, we together. And when you're not, okay, Miss Alderman, you know you got to take care of our people, the real people. We're just like, okay, we don't want to play that game anymore. The civil rights generation taught everybody that we're suckers. We're just saying, hey, we're not going to be suckers anymore. And all of this dishonest talk and the stuff we see every damn day, that's not really what exists. That's not helping your cause, Jack. That's not helping your cause, man. If you really want to help it, just go ahead and be 10 toes down about it and put it on the bricks about exactly what it is. Then you can see about resolving the issue. But gaslighting, man, it's not going to work. It's too far. It's too far along. And I'm from Louisiana, can tell you what the hell it is.
My question too is, when we were going upstate, when we went up to Albany, where was his brother at? You know, when we were stopping for an anti-black hate crime bill, which I already know, Jay, unbeknownst to, I'm not going to make that announcement, but maybe I'll see you again. But again, I think that the brother should definitely go to his council members. He should go right to his senator. He should write to his governor and maybe get that popping. You know, if you're really down with blacks and you're not just Haitian off on the side, then you need to do something that helps the black collectively. You claim that you have a degree. Well, so do I, sir. So again, a degree does not set you out from anything different. So I hate when people try to tout what kind of schooling they have. None of that matters.
Our biggest turncoats and backstabbers got degrees. Ain't that right, Mark Lamont Hill? Ain't that right, Michael Eric Dyson?
Correct.
Ain't that right, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, president of the Harvard Law Review? Our biggest turncoats got PhDs. What's your point?
Instead of worrying about, what Jason looks like or what Jason, whatever it is this brother Jason doing the work? That's all you need to worry about. I don't give a damn what Jason looks like. And I met Jason, you know what I mean? But it's not about that. It's about, is he doing the work? If he has done nothing to collectively hurt black people, then leave him the F alone, bro. And you do your part. Let him do his part and you do your part. Again, this brother traveled from Louisiana all the way up here. You did argue about the traffic. I tried to warn you. But he went through traffic, different storms to get up here to stop for you in your state, sir. What did you do sitting in Brooklyn? What did you do? You didn't go up there. I didn't see him at that convention. I didn't see him there. I didn't see him when me and Sam had been to numerous council members and state representative forums. Where was his brother at? Because I've never seen him. So again, I know the brother, maybe he means well, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, brother, you need to do more footwork before you try to question someone that's out here really trying to put feet to soil.
And it's expensive to go to New York. Hell, just for a week, the week I was there, that was very expensive to be there. However, I'm proud to do so. That's not an issue. But my own thing, brother, I'm on the same thing you on stage. It's time for everybody to be on code. And if they're not, I just want everybody to openly declare what they are. If you're on code, be that. If you're not, we just want to make sure we document it and we moving on. That's it. Stay wherever you're at. Thank you very much for giving us a call, brother. We appreciate that. Black first as always. Let me go ahead and Y'all, them earphones, them earphones, them earphones. We're gonna try this one last time here. Hopefully he doesn't start fidgeting. All right,
back, Jason. Check this out.
Please don't fidget with the earphones, brother. Please.
I will. But yo, to the caller before, it's the other way around. Everything you think that you
have your speakers going,
hold on,
sir.
hold on, hold on. Listen, let me tell you something, brother. It's the other way around. Everything that you think that you say that you did, the footwork you did, I did it already. That's why I'm talking like this, brother. Since 1989, when they killed Yusef Hawkins in Bensonhurst, you know what I did? I was in the school there. Private school, having to face it every day, full of Italians, full of people having to deal with racial hostility, brother. 1989, and I never stopped since. Every major political movement that went through New York, I was there. March against Haitians, Louima, Diallo, Doris March. You can't tell me that, brother.
Yes, sir. And there were plenty of folk who were supporting for Abner Louima, even all the way down here in Louisiana, and that was not a Haitian thing.
No, but that's what I'm telling you, Jason. You saying it's not Haitian, but then the plunger in his booty hole, he did. But then it gets co-opted by people like Sharpton. That's the problem. While this other person who you talked to before is saying, your homeland, well, this is the process. The reason why is because people like Maxine Waters, Rangel, Clinton, Sharpton, they are the ones who backed Aristide and have put this type of mentality into Haitians, which caused them to want to come to the United States to be part of the Democratic plantation, like the one that you're trying to lead, brother.
Sir,
So
Al Sharpton is irrelevant.
He's irrelevant.
Yes, sir. Al Sharpton's irrelevant.
Jason. That sounds good to say for your audience, but like I said, this morning, the person who won the Democratic primary was kissing his ring today.
Okay.
He was kissing his ring last week.
Okay. Who did Al Sharpton endorse before last week?
He didn't endorse anybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. All right.
No, you're clarifying it to say what? But the first person
to say that when you're irrelevant, you take too much of a risk to endorse somebody, so you better be quiet and just say, okay, I'll back you on the back end, because if he chooses somebody and they lose, it just further clarifies to people, oh yeah, you really are irrelevant.
It doesn't. No, they have to go talk to him regardless.
Okay, sir, are you trying to tell us all that you need to have Al Sharpton's support to win being mayor of New York?
No, but what I'm telling you, he positioned himself there. So again, that's part of my problem. What I'm telling you, as an old guard, he's positioned himself, and the radical left and the liberals, they'd rather deal with him. You think they'd rather deal with him or me?
But Al Sharpton doesn't get anybody elected, sir. He's irrelevant. Now, unless you're going to, unless you're going to try to make the argument that that's not the case and that somebody can get elected by with Al Sharpton's support.
It's the visual, brother. Okay. It's the visual.
Al Sharpton is a net negative visually.
To you. But see,
to
again,
New York.
You're not from and again, they're all, at least he knows that Sharpton is affiliated with Adams, so maybe if he could cause a divide between Sharpton and Adams, it would be better for him. He didn't win any significant portion of the black vote.
Has Al Sharpton made an endorsement since the primary?
He didn't. So
okay, so he wasn't endorsing anybody before. He hasn't endorsed anybody now. That's not the behavior of a power broker. By your own admission, you said that Hillary Clinton and James Clyburn were supporting Cuomo. Okay, that's the behavior of aspiring power brokers, sitting back and talking to people and endorsing no one. Yeah, that's what you do when you're powerless.
He's looking forward. Is the race over?
He's not looking forward to endorsing anybody.
That's not my point. You don't know that though. You don't know.
Yeah, I do know.
So again, you talking like again. See, and that's the other thing too. For all the people out there talking about black on code, you gotta be Haitian.
He's very agitated.
Who are you to be talking about who's black? Personally, again, like I say, for years, you guys as African Americans have people who are barely black phenotypically talking about black.
Okay,
so
sir,
and
in Haiti? And what about in Haiti, sir?
I don't disagree with you. You're right.
Okay, I'm about to say, what are you talking about? As if Haiti is on some bastion of blackness that doesn't have white folk running things and mixed mulattoes running things?
I'm the one fighting that, brother. That's why I'm a disciple of Papa Doc Francois Duvalier. You ever heard of him?
Sir, who has not heard of Papa Doc and Baby Doc?
Colonization? Talk to us about Africa and blackness. You guys can barely, how you gonna tell people you built something when you can't stand in the sun for an hour? Make that make sense.
Who are the people who can't stand in the sun for an hour?
People who are talking about how we're black first, on code, we built, but then you can't stand in the sun for an hour. How you gonna tell me?
I am from Shreveport, Louisiana. I have no choice. Sir, I have no choice but to stand in the sun. You have no choice in Louisiana. What are you talking about?
That doesn't mean you were doing that during slavery. In that house. We're not stupid.
Sir, prove that we weren't. Prove that we weren't. This is a silly conversation, by the way. This is a silly conversation.
How about this? Prove that you don't think people know who Charles Delon is, the person that you try to put up as the person who had the revolt in 1811, that he doesn't have ancestry from Haiti?
Okay, sir, that is the silliest thing. If you want people to take you seriously, you can't say silly things like dark-skinned black folk in America can't stand in the sun for more than an hour. This is silly talk.
No, that's not silly talk. That's facts. Again, you cannot. See, that's why when you go to Kemet, it's so ridiculous for people to say who built pyramids.
Okay, sir, and if I do a broadcast for 3 hours in the sun, would that then disprove your point?
Of course it would. Yeah.
Okay.
It would.
Because I don't even consider New York to be the sun. I'm from the South where we got real heat and real sun. New York is a vacation in July, so I will gladly stand 9 hours in the sun in New York in July compared to Louisiana. It would be a cakewalk.
Well, I'm here in Florida right now, brother. 100 degrees. I walk in it It's not you personally, but I'm just talking about the people who know that they cannot do that. They're not, again, like Henry Louis Gates got revealed the fact that phenotypically and far DNA, he's not of African descent.
Okay, sir, let me find here. What would you like us to do?
No, I'm just what you like you to do.
Yes,
I'm just here to
No, I'm saying, what would you like us to do, sir?
Well, I don't like you to do nothing. I'm here to tell you. I'm just called the show to tell you that all of this B1 talk, blah, 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 has come up on you. That's what's happened. And for you to talk about that, you're up spiritual. I tell you this is a spiritual come up and you telling me hasn't happened that you're up and you're down. How?
Okay, so sir, what you're saying is you just came to rant and rave. You don't actually have a plan?
Again, you think that if you speak like that, that's going to make you sound more intellectual? I told you, I have a multimedia empire that could corroborate everything that I'm saying. Plus, I'm a man of the streets of New York.
Nigga, what?
Multimedia
you heard what I just
multimedia empire.
Again, like I said.
Sir, where is the seat of the empire?
Here in Palm Beach. With 30,000 people from New York, like Citadel Capital, all moved since the pandemic, brother.
They fled from Haiti and now they fled from New York.
No, I said Citadel Capital. I said the capital. People on Wall Street in New York came here. That's why I am. Where I am, they built cities here, like Westlake.
Yeah, they ran from New York. They ran from Haiti, ran from New York. All right. Hopefully they'll make a stand.
Center. 550 Pacific Park. That's where my grandparents lived when they came from Haiti.
Okay, but what you're saying is you don't actually have a plan or a set of instructions for us or an agenda. You just want to tell us how wrong we are, how stupid we are, but you don't actually have a plan.
Like I'm telling you, brother, you can keep talking all you want. I do the work. I've done the work.
What were you just holding up? What were you just holding up? What was that?
Multiple business cards. What do you want? You talking about plans? What do you want me to pull up my business plans? What is it? What I'm telling you is that I'm the blueprint. You tried to steal it, work because it's not you organically. Because I'm a prophet. I'm a hip hop prophet. That's why. Yeah. Hip hop politics that you tried to steal, co-op with Killer Mike, all type of strange combinations, Kendrick Lamar. It didn't work. That like Al Sharpton, Asian American. It's always been like that. And for people to say that, I didn't deny that in New York there's ethnic politics. Ethnic politics before the Haitians got there. But what I'm saying is that you can't at the same time diss people for denying that they're Haitian, trying to assimilate with you, but then trying to separate and delineate themselves, you criticize them. But that's fine. But what you can't do, you want to diss me and say, oh, I'm not B1, you right. But guess what? I'm going to diss you and say you not black. Especially if you look like you can't stand in the sun and pick cotton. Where? Paul not black? Marshall not black? Not black? Kamala Harris. Malcolm X ain't black. Farrakhan ain't black. Elijah ain't black. Black. I'm black. Black is African. Person of African descent. Not a person who doesn't like the African-American identity is based on white people. Have an identity without criticizing white people. That's why you're losing right now. It's always fuck the white man.
So we're losing, but you're winning.
I'm winning. I turned it around in the eyes. The reason why the Democrats. Listen, let me show you something. What's the plan? Let me show you something. Let me show you something, Jason Black.
So all of us are losing, but he's
with
winning.
The Democratic Party? What? This is my Democratic registration from, if you can see it, 2010. I've been on this. I blazed the trail with work. This dude talking about, have I done...
Brother,
every single elected officials in Brooklyn.
Brother, have you ever spent time in a correctional facility?
It doesn't matter, but again,
was that a yes? Was that a yes or a no?
But you're asking that as if why? Because of how I look or how I'm approaching the situation, brother. Let me tell you something. Again, I'm from New York City.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to drag this.
I'm from New York City, so you know what that means?
It means that they let out too many people.
No matter if you go to a correctional facility or not, you know that they treat you, black person, a person of African descent, like a criminal. So that's why, I go to law. I study the law.
Oh, right.
And that's the stop and frisk.
Status correction also.
Correction as far as what?
Have you also corrected your status?
No, but I got the paperwork right here. What are we talking about here?
Okay, so you have your status correction sovereign citizen paperwork also.
I'm not a sovereign citizen, but I have the paperwork, brother.
You have the paperwork to be a sovereign citizen. But you've decided not to file your paperwork to become one.
No, not as of yet. No. Why?
Okay.
I don't know. I might go to law school, but sovereignty is not just the paperwork. Sovereignty is following universal law. All that scamming. See, but you can't. The Haitian is the original free person.
Okay, brother. I'm gonna have to wrap this up here.
Jason.
But I thank you very much for giving us a call. Oh, no, that wasn't good enough.
Get off my phone!
New York, Brooklyn, Port-au-Prince, hold this L. Hold this L. New York, Port-au-Prince. Hold this. Where's barbecue when you need him? Oh, where's barbecue when you need him? Papa Doc, Baby Doc, Uncle Doc. Damn! Just all the docs. Dr. Kildare, Doc Savage, Dr. Strange. Just line up all the damn doctors. Dr. Pepper. If you got it, we need it. That's where I'm at right now. If you got it, we need it. Dr. Dre, just whoever you got, just bring him. Just don't even ask why you're coming. Just buy the tickets. Bring him. We are losing. Let me be very, very clear. The upshot of that phone call is that we are losing. That gentleman is winning. And if all of us would simply listen to him, we could be winners too. Apparently, we have stolen, hijacked his swag, mission, sermon, the back pocket review cards. Apparently, all of us are felonious, so. Let me go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom. Let me see if I can get Brother Jeff. All right, this is a good follow. This is a good follow up after that one. He's giving you plenty of material, I imagine.
Wow. Jason, I want to know what we did to deserve that. I want to apologize for whatever my part was that made this happen. I need to know who uncle that is. If somebody could tell me why, what did we do as your loyal fans of what goes on here? What did we do? I want to apologize.
People criticize me. Jason, let them talk. Let them talk. You always be cutting folk off. Let them talk. Well, tonight I let them talk. So the next time I cut somebody off early, and remember what happened the last time I did the let them talk thing, everybody. This is what happens when I let them talk.
These dudes, man, these off the medicine, just mad. I tell you what, the demographic he represents. He represents the smart nigga in a room full of stupid niggas. Damn. And it's too many of them that have been given a platform that you can see clearly that they have been told by the people they are around that the ignorant bovine feces coming out of their mouth means something. It don't have to come from anywhere. It doesn't have to be connected to anything. So, the other reason that I called is, again, Jason, I got the same question. Because the Democratic platform has been full of shit, has done nothing. Yes, tell me if this analogy makes sense for me. Excuse me, let me get a little room. Okay. This is my analogy to Democrats versus Republicans. Okay. Let's just say metaphysically, you go out in the middle of the street and you get hit by a car. That's who we are. We're in the middle of the street. Okay. The Democrats are on one side, Republicans on the other. What Republicans will do is tell you, look, yeah, your leg is bad. That's you. Oh, wow. Traffic is coming. I'm going to let you know when the traffic is coming. I'm going to let you know how it stops. I'm going to let you know what the climate is like. I want to give you the distance from where you at to where you need to be. And if you crawl your broken, bloody ass over here to our side of the street, we got everything for you. We got medicine. We got we got, which is what the Jasper ass Shade Tree House Coons. That's one group of black people, and then the other ones I can't stand are the Jubilee Buck Dancing Pickaninnies. More on them in a minute. But you make your way to that side, and they got you. That's how the Republicans get out. Democrats get out like this. Soon as you get hit by the car, they gonna come drag you out of the street up on their porch. And you stand there broken and bruised and bleeding, and they gonna talk to you about the car, how it ran. Hold on. Oh my God, you're bleeding to death. I'll be right back. And they go in the house and get you a Frisbee. Are you, is there anything else I can do for you? Oh my goodness, look at your arm. It's almost hanging off. And they'll come back and give you a Snicker until you bleed to death on their porch. What has happened is that the Democrats have lost the leverage to drag you out the street. Drag another lying, duplicitous bastard through church every 4 years game does not work on these young people. The say one thing and do another. The 200 words that don't mean a goddamn thing. None of that works anymore, and that makes up 97% of what Democrats did. By the way, I believe the Democrat and Republican are the same wing, two wings of the same filthy bird that picks our bones, that and are both terms that white people use to describe each other. I don't even really think they're talking about us, but I don't know, Jason, help me. Where are they going to come from without going, okay, we've been on bullshit for 60 years. This what we finna do. Tell me how they get around having to do that.
It's like dealing with a criminal who he's just been a criminal his whole life. You lock him up, and you don't lock him up for a real long time. You just lock him up. He do a 2-year, 3-year bid. He's in and out, in and out. One day you wake up and this nigga's 55 years old. He's 60 years old. What else is he gonna do? What else? This is all he's ever done. This is all he ever knows, and it's the only thing that really he relates to. That's what dealing with both these political parties is like. It's like dealing with a drug addict who don't want to kick the pipe. It's like dealing with a recidivist criminal who all he knows is stealing and dealing drugs and nefarious foolery. And then you expect him to change. It's like, brother, he's been doing this too long. This is all he knows. So even though it doesn't work and is having disastrous results, this is all he knows. So this is like talking Spanish to a Greek person.
Sure.
He's got a whole different program and paradigm. He doesn't, even the parts of your language that he does get, he doesn't agree with. So spiritually, emotionally, they are just completely unmotivated to change. And they're going to sit there until something really disastrous happens at this point. This is where we're at today.
So with what you do, exactly that disastrous point. When you say that, do you mean geopolitically? Do you mean the power grid goes down?
I mean, in America, you've had many political parties that came and went. The Bull Moose, the Whigs. We can go down the list. And while people think the Democrat and Republican Party is going to be eternal, I promise you it will not be.
That's what I'm getting at.
That's not the way that works. In reality, the Republican Party is already gone because Donald J. Trump ran against the Republican Party. And he's been against it ever since. So functionally, your Republican Party has already basically been dissolved and replaced with the Donald Trump Party. Now, how long the Trump Party lasts, we'll see. But that's disaster for the Republicans. Not listening to us, not coming to black folk with any sort of agenda. You left yourself in a position where a populist, which is what Trump is. Trump is not a Republican. He's not really a conservative. He's a populist. Whatever is the most popular position, that's the one he goes for right there. Right. So you have a political party that was based on an ideology. Now you have somebody who was able to come in, hijack it, and overthrow you from within your own party. And Mitch McConnell out. all the old power brokers out, and everybody else hanging on by their fingernails, hoping that this maniac doesn't do anything too disastrous that will make people never vote for them again. Well, this is the result of playing that game. Right now with the Democrats, what they're worried about is that New York and Mamdani are a preview of coming attractions. That this is going to be just the first one, and you're going to look up and see it in California and New Jersey and wherever else. That's the other disaster on that part, because neither one of those is actually going to play nationally. That's the issue. So now your parties just dissolve into this really weird bunch of people promoting a few weird fringe things, and at best, you will be marginalized as a party. At worst, you could end up being completely supplanted by something new. And your party goes the way of every other defunct political party that's come across America.
Okay, well, with that, and then I'm gonna leave you to it, brother. I would like to, in front of all the brothers and sisters here, it is my opinion that we have seen our last president, that this shit is about to go to shit. And when it does, I'm running for emperor. And I am asking for your help on my cabinet, wherever you want to be. I'm running on the Fuck the Bullshit platform. I got some things that I think will turn us right around. Some shit that we gonna do that's gonna make this country greater. And I will give you more on that later. But I am dead damn serious. Uncle Jeff, for emperor of this shit. The national anthem will be Flashlight. We about to turn some shit around. And I think you and I are just the people to do it. Just please, whatever I did again in leaving, I apologize for my part and whatever made that bullshit ass call before this one.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight, Jeff. All right, y'all. Well, he is throwing his hat in the ring. So he says, make monarchy great again. Brother Jeff says it's time to go ahead and close the curtain on democracy, and let's go ahead and make monarchy great again. So he would like to have your support as the future emperor for life of North America. So those of you who are predisposed to support that, I think you can call 1-800-GIVE-A-DAMN or 1-888-WE-GET-DOWN, one or the other. Either one of those numbers will work. Either one will make you can make your tax-deductible donation. Or if you got a big fat pack of some fireweed. Damn. Oh, if you got the good sticky yicky. So you can pay in cash, Bitcoin, or weed. Yes, any one of them three. That all forms of payment are accepted. All forms of payment are accepted, but they must be tested first. They will be accepted, but they must be tested first. All right, let me go ahead and jump back over here on Zoom. I got D in LA or DLA. All right, DLA Zoom. All right, what's on your mind, D?
What's up, Jason? Man, you see how quickly, as soon as they do the birthright citizenship kind of law, you see how quickly everyone who's an immigrant that tether starts freaking out? Man, tonight's episode, but it just reveals everything. Because what's so crazy, though, is at this point, we all know that the healthcare industry, the military-industrial complex, APAC, all of these lobbyists, they're always going to touch all these candidates. At this point, if I see native-born American Black people put money into a candidate, I'll at least listen to what you have to say in that sense. Anyone else putting money in your pocket, you're already bought and paid for, and you're already for the establishment. Black people are behind you? Okay, for sure. At least you're for the people of this country, at least. Because, as mad as everyone wants to get in Mamdani and whoever else may be winning, it's only a matter of time until APAC takes over, or they get inside their ear, or they, start talking to them and having their meetings and whatnot. Put some Black people in their pocket, like in that sense where, like, if you're really funded by the people, all right, for sure, you have my attention as far as like, okay, let's see what you can do for this country. because everything is all theater, dude. Man, everybody's been freaking. You
No,
just had
look,
all
I
these
mean,
calls.
we warned everybody what was going to happen here, and we just told them, hey, if you all don't do right by us, we just going to sit back and let the damn thing go into free fall. Let everything, you have not seen us, they still trying to figure out a way to whip us up and get us to rise up and start, we got to do something about Trump. They waiting for us to have that little march. It's not coming. We don't give a damn what he does, and let me explain to you why. Okay, you can go after LGBT, you can go after illegal aliens, you can go after the feminists, you can go after all this other stuff right there. First of all, most of it's desirable, but second of all, what the hell you expect us to do? Well, Jason, they gonna come after us. Nigga, they already got us. They're not coming after us. They already got us. Dred Scott, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Black Wall, they already got us. They're not on their way to the Highway Act, redlining. They already got us. You next. Man, we were first. They already got us. What's Trump going to take from us? We already lost everything. Our whole why we need reparations? Because we already lost everything. Was he going to make a damn... At this point right now, the political parties would literally have to give us something to take it from us. You can't take anything. You already took every damn thing else. You'd have to give us something before you can take anything else from us. Now, everybody else, y'all are the ones who got something. All the rest of these folk, you've been getting stuff all this damn time. You're the ones who are going to lose something now. And if you want us to lift a finger to take the heat off of you, yeah, y'all gonna have to start sliding them benefits over here that all the rest of you been enjoying off of our labor, because we're the ones who made it possible for anybody to get anything. So yeah, from here on in, if we cannot all be equally comfortable, damn it, we will all be equally uncomfortable, and that's the way it's gonna be.
And deal with it, nigga.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, Jason? Just to land the plane. You know what's crazy? I'm in Los Angeles right now. That the mayor, the vice mayor of Cudahy was talking about how these ICE raids and whatnot. Oh, the gang members should stand up and defend the neighborhoods. Cool, no problem, right? Isn't that your job to call off the ICE agents? What is it? Why is it my responsibility to go handle what your job is? But clearly they'd rather have everything fail and then have people to blame and shit than to actually get going and help the people. But great broadcast.
Don't be deceived into thinking that any of these people are brilliant, folks. There's no chess moves going on. There's no brilliance. There's no genius. There's no master strokes. Government is not run by the best and brightest. I'd like to tell you that corporate America is where the best and brightest are. They're certainly the highest paid, but at least we got some of the best and brightest over there. You don't have any best and brightest in government at any level. You just got the folks who are willing to step up there and throw their jughead crown into the ring. But that's what you have. You don't have geniuses. You don't have a brain trust. You don't have your best and brightest. Nobody's sitting there with a chess move or a master stroke. It's just a bunch of petty schemers seeing how much they can smash and grab. And as far as when trouble shows up, they don't know what to do about it. They have no damn clue whatsoever. They're just hoping the breakage won't be too damn bad. They'll send some cops out there. They might send the National Guard. That's the best and the only thing they can think of. But as far as running this and managing a crisis, hell no. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Let me go ahead and see if I can get Pascal up here on Zoom. Everybody who's on Zoom here, make sure you're wide awoke. Make sure you're wide awoke here. All right, we got looking for Pascal up here on Zoom. Okay, Pascal. All right, there you go. All right, Brother Pascal, what's on your mind?
TBA. It's always an honor. Forgive me, I'm just moving around, but it's always an honor, TBA, to follow you. I've been B1 with you since, way back when, since 2014, as far as I'm concerned. And you know very well that I am of Haitian descent, but I do say first and foremost, I am B1, I am Black, I am proud to be down with the cause. I've been down with the cause, and I'll continue to be down with the cause for FBA Nation to get their full reparations, reparative justice. I'm down for the cause. That caller 2 callers ago, before Brother Jeff, is a complete, utter embarrassment to the legacies and to the spirits and to the movement of Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Toussaint Louverture, and even worse, he's an embarrassment to Black people all around. I can only say, TBA, you've been on the money for damn near 2 decades. The reason we delineate is because this is what we need to do. I'm of Haitian descent, but I am B1, but I say good on FBA Nation for delineating and doing the damn thing.
Brother, if you want to know why Haiti is in the condition it's in today, if you want to know why Jamaica's in the condition it's in today, I'm like, Jason, why did you let that call go on that long? Because y'all need to hear why it's in the condition it's in. You need to hear that. That's the reason right there. Right there. That's all over Brooklyn. That's all over Queens. That's all over Port-au-Prince. You can find that. That's a dime a dozen. That's the way the conversations go. When you talk about reestablishing the homeland, that's the way the conversations happen. Right there. That's what they discuss. That's what passes for competent, rational discourse. Right there. That's what does it. And it goes on and on and on. And y'all know I've been doing this damn well long enough. You thought I was just joking or groping. As soon as I saw him hold the business cards, I'm like, okay, how much time you did? What's your status correction? What's your sovereign citizen status? Guy right here. That's what happens right there. And let me go ahead and go a little bit further. I got to get all the way funky with it. You want to know why it is that a Korean Jean-Pierre would be sitting up there with a white woman? What? Damn. Oh, hell. Oh, I ain't supposed to say that? So let me get this straight. If you're a Haitian female, that's what the dudes is doing. You're a Jamaican female, that's what the dudes is doing. Then you're looking at the females crazy when they're like, man, where's a white man? Let me find a white man, white woman, white something. Let me get somebody who's grounded in reality, damn it. Anyone. That's how the hell that ends up happening. People get tired of playing around with your damn fantasies all the time. And all I did, that's how I ended the phone call. I'm like, okay, brother, tell me what's the plan? All right, I've let you sit up here in tongue lashes and excoriators. And okay, at the end of all that ranting, what's the plan? What do we need to do? What do you mean what you need to do? I ain't tell you what you do. And all I'm sitting there thinking was, to the Haitian women, how often have they seen this? How often have they heard this? You lose your damn appetite for that relatively quickly. When you got real issues, you lose your damn appetite for that kind of response. Somebody who goes on and on and on and on, and he talks and he talks and he talks, and he's going off on all this damn psychobabble, and he's talking about all this political flim-flam, and we won't even get into the hallucinations, all the hallucinatory talk. Notice I haven't even touched on that yet. I just touched on the semi-coherent stuff. I just touched on that. Yeah, you lose your damn appetite for that. Your sons lose their appetite for that. Your daughters lose their appetite for that. It gets sickening. That's what happened. Right there. And you don't have this conversation happening in these other circles, man. You can go on Nigerian Twitter. They ain't talking like this. They talking about going at each other over there. They ain't talking like this. This is the only place where you will hear that happen, and that's why I want you all to, okay, I'm going to just sit back and shut up and let him flow. Let him go ahead and do his thing. All right, let him cook. All right, well, that was what the cooking tasted like. That's what the cooking tasted like. And I don't say that to down anybody. I'm saying if we're going to help Haiti, we got to get down to brass tacks about what the problems are. And it's all right for y'all to talk among us because we're not trying to undermine you. White society wants to undermine, colonize, enslave. We ain't doing that. We've never done that, and we're not trying to do it now. So at least you have the ability to have that conversation here, whereas Dr. John Henry Clark says we can get your house in order. Nobody's trying to figure out how to undermine Haiti here. Let's get the house in order if we're going to have that conversation. But all this, all this old flim-flam talk, man, that's out the damn window. I'll let you have the last word.
No, I mean, TBA, you done said it all. I mean, hey, this is why we delineate. This is why it's important to delineate. And, those who want to be black, you got to be black all the way. You can't be, on one hand saying you're down with the cause, down with reparative and restorative justice for our people, for black people, but then, be holding on and waving to your flags and whatnot. If you're going to be down with B1, be down with B1 all the way. If you're going to be whatever you are, be whatever you are, and, let the chips fall where they may. And, yeah, I mean, that's what I have to say about that. As far as your political analysis, you've been 100% on point. I think Trump is kind of like, boxing. He's starting to box himself in and starting to see the house of cards falling. And, I think we're doing the right thing as black people, those who are on code, to withhold our vote. And if we're going to be, uncomfortable, everybody got to be uncomfortable. And I think at this point, you're going to see white supremacy and specifically the Republican Party start to suffer and die a slow, nasty death, a self-corrosive death, because they realize that, that's all they are. White supremacy is. It's about backstabbing. It's about coercion. It's about lies. It's about deceit. And we're not playing the political game where we're putting up one of their puppets in exchange for what? Our vote, but getting nothing in return? I don't think so. I think it's smart that we hold back until we get tangible benefits, in all honesty. And I think that goes for black people across the board, but specifically for B1, this is why, again, I'm glad with FBAs, they're doing their thing in terms of, delineating, advocating, pushing reparations. Reparations has become such an important, conversation. It's a silent elephant, in some political quarters. But, as far as we're concerned, as far as the grassroots and the black community is concerned, this is what it's about. Everyone knows what it's about. That's why we got Westmore looking like a damn fool out here in Maryland. He didn't even want to push a bill to study or to set up a commission to look at it. And this is who they're trying to push onto us as the next Black Hope? I don't think so. So I think, I think FBA and I think the black community who are on code are doing the right thing by being savvy with our political vote, if we vote at all, because we need to get something in exchange. And we see the effects. We're sick of the Dems giving everything to everybody except us. And it's damn near embarrassing. But they expect us to turn out as we have historically, at an 80%, 90% clip for whatever candidate they put out there, on a national level. I think that's just absurd. So, I think it's wise that we hold back our vote. And as we're doing that, let the house of cards fall and let everything fall to the ground. Let white supremacy implode in this country. That's what I say.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Hey, look, everybody was trying to call our bluff last year. How'd that work out? To the folk who were trying to call our bluff and figured, oh, y'all ain't really serious about that. How did that turn out? I want to thank everyone who's contributed to tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out to my man Goshen. TBA, please don't let him talk anymore. Let him talk. Bruce Warren, B1 to the fam. Thank you very much, brother. We appreciate that here as well. To Cyberdyne, New Black Media, I appreciate that. And to everyone who contributed to support tonight's program. Somebody asked me, what do you think about Donnie? I don't think anything of him. I don't think anything of him at all. I don't think nothing of him. At this point right now, man, I don't give a damn if Mussolini runs for mayor of New York. What? Right now, as far as I'm concerned, no, I'm on that. I'm on that kind of time. Don't think you're going to threaten me anymore with the lesser of the two evils or the worst of the two evils. I'm just falling back. You know what? Why don't we just go ahead and exacerbate this thing as bad as it can possibly get? If you are this evil and this dedicated to evil and wickedness, okay, let's go ahead and let the whole damn thing burn down then. That right there. Don't think you're threatening me or scaring me. You already took everything. And if you're not going to give up and do right, well, then you know what? Just let every damn lunatic run it at this point. Let me go ahead and get Huey Freeman up here on Zoom. What's on your mind, Huey?
Not much, Jason. Wonderful broadcast, brother. I just want the people to know that keep in mind on how these guys spend how government spend money. When they come up to you guys up to us for election time, and they says, "Hey, we need you to vote for us," and we give them a demand of reparations in the form of cash payments, hate crime bill. If they do not give anything else, just slam the door in their face, because they have no problem with giving money to everybody else off of our tax dollars that we paid for. That's all I got to say on that note, brother.
Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. The reason why I bring up things like Curious Joel, the reason why we bring up the money that they gave Asians in New York, the reason why we bring up the Asian hate crime bill, the reason why we're bringing up 94 million Jewish people, the reason why we're bringing that up is don't tell us that you ain't got no money when we show up. You don't mind cutting the check to every damn body else for any frivolous thing that comes along, to folks who can afford it. They don't need government assistance of any kind because the government ain't taking nothing from them. The government's taking it from us, and you talking about we don't need to get anything. And then folks that the government never took anything from, they got all the advantages. Okay, we need to give them something. No, let this damn thing burn. No, let it go ahead and do that. Let it go ahead and do that. Whenever you talk to either political party, Democrat, Republican, hey, when you gonna do for us what you did for these other folk over here? When you gonna do that for us? If you're not going to do that, it's not going to work. I got JJ on Zoom here. I'm not really sure what JJ is trying to do here, JJ. You got 5 seconds to make sure you got your camera situation straightened out, or we're going to go ahead and do something differently here. So, JJ, you got 5 seconds for that, or a permanent vacation. All right, JJ is going on a permanent vacation here. Yeah, every time you turn around, these folk are bold with the disrespect. They bold with you. I don't want to talk to anybody now about a damn thing. You know, there was some chipmunk-looking anime cat character-looking female on Tim Pool's show. What? Had this little chick, she's pasty white and looks like an anime character. Talking about all black folk want is money. They just want the government to just give them money. Then Tim wound up making a fool of her because he said, well, Japanese people got reparations. And she was like, oh. I'm like, that's your damn brain trust right there. Yeah, she's sitting up there talking as if Asians didn't do nothing. And Tim had to sit there and break down. Actually, you know, Asians have gotten reparations. You know, they paid us. And just that quickly, she was quiet. No, these are not geniuses. It's not a brain trust. It's not the best and brightest. It's just a bunch of idiots and clowns out there who are white supremacists. That's all. That's it. That's it. In the chat room, what are the 5 steps to black empowerment? There's not 5 steps. There's just 2. Number 1, get on code. Number 2, cut the check.
And deal with it, nigga.
It's not 5 steps. It's just 2. Get on code, cut the check. Simple as that. These other folk are thinking it's a game or a joke. These other people are waiting for us to lose our nerve. They're waiting for us to get distracted. They're waiting for us to say, okay, maybe there's something else out there more important. There is nothing out there more important than this. And they do themselves a grievous disservice if they think they're going to play a game of chicken with us. You don't want to play a game of chicken with us. 2 cars are coming at each other head on at 100 miles an hour. Buddy, we ain't touching nothing look like a steering wheel. Everybody gonna get it now. If we got to get it, everybody gonna get it. Let them just do what they gonna do. Let the socialists take over New York and California. Let the white supremacists take over Florida and Texas. Let them all sue each other into oblivion. Let them sue each other into entropy. I don't give a damn if all of them walk off into the damn Supreme Court and they got so many lawsuits filed against each other they can't walk back out again. They just stay up in there for the next decade. I'm all right with it. And I mean that. I'm not joking. I'm all right with it. This idea that black folk can have unlimited suffering and unlimited impact and unlimited damage and unlimited harm, and then everybody else gets to dance around, damn that. Damn that. If you can ignore our situation and that's okay, you know what then? We can ignore yours. March the asses up in there. Take Trump to prison. Send Biden with him. Hunter Biden, hop your ass in the paddy wagon too. As a matter of fact, Chelsea Clinton, where the hell you hiding at? Anybody, everybody. I don't give a damn if they waterboard Barack and Michelle. What? I don't give a damn if they go hang George W. Bush and his brother and his cousins and his mama from the 50th floor of the Aston Martin building. Damn. I don't care what the Republicans do with them. They can do anything they want to do. I don't care what the Democrats do to retaliate. They can both have a damn civil war up in here. I know what isn't gonna happen. What isn't gonna happen is me strapping on the cape to fly in to save the day. Damn the day and the night. I'm not swooping in and flying in to play interference for anybody. Y'all get out here, mix it up, and get it on. I don't care if January 6th was just the dress rehearsal. That movie Civil War, I don't give a damn what's happening. I don't give a damn if they got it looking like The Walking Dead. At this point, I'm not playing with anybody about that. Y'all do whatever you want to do. Do not expect us to run interference or jump in the middle of anything. And we're not bluffing. Both of your political parties are both courting and playing with extinction. As far as I'm concerned, it's way past due. Way past due. You're all wanting to sit here and court annihilation? Well, then have at it. Jason, you all are going to suffer too. We've been suffering, buddy. Ain't that amazing? You know how silly you have to be when folks say you're going to lose something? What the hell are you going to lose? What do we got? You have 20 white men who have more money than all the black folk in America combined. Talking about what you're going to lose. You've already lost it. It's already gone, and they're playing the trick bag, telling you about what you're going to lose, and you've already lost it. You've got white teenagers being given funds and given money, being given help. Illegal aliens getting hundreds of millions of dollars of just cash money. In New York City, getting billions of dollars, cash money payments. Money on the table. No vote. No committee, no hearing, no study, no problem. And then want to sit up here and lecture you and me about what we gonna lose. And understand this, people. No, I'm not impoverished. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Enough of that. Yeah, enough of that. We all got to be on that. That's the problem with the damn professional athletes. I got my million, damn the rest of you. No, dude. It's not about do you drive a big fancy car and are you all right. If your people ain't all right, you're not all right. If your people ain't okay, you ain't okay. The rest of your people are out here starving and struggling. And you're the only one living in your gated community and everything's all right. That's not the way that works. What that means is that you're expecting all these other folk to hold you down. You can't sit up here and wave a bag in front of me and say, Jason, we're going to take care of you and everybody else will wither on the vine. Damn that. If we all ain't coming up, I'm okay with none of us coming up. I'm all right with that, including me. Jason, you gonna lose what you got, nigga. You can't take it with you. You gonna do right by my people or none of this matters for me. What the hell good does this do me if my people are over here struggling? Because that's not the way other folk operate. You can't sit up here and gang up on one of their people and the rest of them just sit back and say, oh, well, that's too bad for P.F. Chang. He just got swinging on his own. Nobody else does that. You gang up on one of them, the whole damn group coming for you. You're not going to do that. And that's the energy that we need to have right there. You're not going to find one of them and say, okay, we're going to take care of you and everybody else. We're going to let them go ahead and hang on their own. He's going to be like, you can't do all that. No, you don't get to do that. Here, you take this on back. No, you're not going to sit up here and do my people like that. That's the energy we're going to be approaching everything with. That's how we coming. Right there. The old paradigm is gone. The old civil rights niggas don't hold sway anymore. You don't get to say that strategy is dead and gone. It's not going to make it. And your political parties will probably end up being casualties of it. And we will only be the better for it. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. I want to thank everyone who has contributed for tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out here to FBA Justice. Thank you very much. Septian Patterson, thank you very much here as well. Iron Will JM, Ben Shaw, thank you very much for your support. We appreciate that. If you are new here to the Black Channel, welcome to the Haven of Intelligent Black Thought. We do this every weekend, holidays, some days in between. Click that red subscribe button. Click that yellow notification bell. Join us each and every time that we're here. If you haven't been to our website, blackchannelfilms.com, check out our groundbreaking, best-selling documentary work. That is blackchannelfilms.com, blackchannelfilms.com. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning into tonight's program, live or recorded. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, black is the future, and the future is uncompromising.